Hello and welcome to ReelTok episode 135. I'm here with the two lovely gentlemen, as always, Tyler C. Whitmore and George Carmi. Cam is unfortunately unable to be with us today, but we've got quite a packed episode, I would say. Minecraft movie is kind of the cover of the ep. Me and Tyler will be discussing that.
Chicken
And we
jockey.
also had Chicken Jockey, and we also had a bunch of news from CinemaCon, which I think is in Vegas. Was in Vegas, I think.
Believe so, yeah.
Anyway, bunch of news from there, and also like to be honest, it was a big news week. Like outside of that as well, we got some really big things. First of all, shout out to our executive producers, Stefan Johnson and Cody Whitney. We appreciate all the support recently. If you haven't already, drop us a rating on Spotify, sub on YouTube, blah, 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 blah. Before we get into the episode, I do just want to quickly shout out Val Kilmer, rest in peace. An actor the three of us love, an actor that has touched millions of people across the world with his career in the likes of Twixt and Tyler's Position, Heat, obviously the Top Gun films, a brilliant actor, a force, and someone who will very much be missed. But before we go into kind of the bulk of the episode, how have we all been doing and what have we been watching? Tyler, I will start with yourself.
Yeah, not a whole lot. This week has been like insanely busy for me. So a lot of things going on. So work is normal, but we're getting our house ready to sell. So we are doing a ton of work around the house. We hired a landscaping company. So like from Tuesday until yesterday, they were doing work on our house the entire day. So it was like really loud and chaotic going on in our house. We basically just had like all of our trees and bushes and stuff like trimmed up. But the big thing was we got like like literally a ton of rock put in our backyard just because like before then it was like our backyard was like rock plus dirt and it wasn't like the best looking, so we just got a ton of rock, again literally like a ton of rock put in our backyard, so it's just like a full rock backyard now. It looks a lot nicer because like where my area is, there's so many new houses being built, so basically like we're competing against brand new homes, and we're a home that was built in 2005. So pretty much our realtor was like, all these brand new builds are coming with just like stock plain dirt backyards. So like if you can just make your backyard like a little nicer, that can be like a selling point. So we invested a bit in that. So it's been chaotic because it's been super loud with our house with that, and like having the dogs inside, like just barking all day at them. Then also my mom's in town for work, but her work is like on the other side of the city. So I was like, you could stay with us, but you would have to drive 90 minutes each way to work every day. So I was like, you should probably just get a hotel, especially if your work's paying for it. Then we'll like still hang out. So because of that, she's like 90 minutes away. So like I've been working and then driving an hour and a half, getting dinner or whatever, and driving an hour and a half back. And then we're going to go again today and do that again. So like a lot of driving, a lot of time. So yeah, it's just been like a really busy week. It's been like a normal work week, but on top of that, just like a lot of long hours of driving to meet my mom, and then, landscaping, and then just like packing our house in general and getting our real.
Where are you moving to?
Austin, Texas. So
have you told me that before? I feel like you have, haven't you?
I mean, that's where
times.
Yeah, that's at least where my wedding is. But yeah, that's where we're moving to as well. So basically, like our wedding, we're just trying to move before our wedding, but so we have like a lot more buffer time. But still, like we want to move sooner rather than later because we don't love Arizona, and if we can avoid another summer here, that would be great. So we're moving.
What's
to Austin.
The average temp in Austin compared to Phoenix?
Honestly, like pretty much the same, like barely cooler.
Bro, what is wrong with you, man? Move somewhere cold for a bit.
I don't know. Riley pointed that out the other day. I never really noticed it I've lived in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 states. So I've lived in 1/10 of the states of America. But all of them are border states. I never realized. So Minnesota, Wisconsin, Massachusetts, Texas, Arizona. So I've never been in the interior of America. I've just been circling the outskirts. So, and that's not going to change. Obviously, going to go back to Texas. But yeah, Austin is just as hot. It's a little cooler. Like Phoenix will get to like 122 at its worst. Yeah. Texas rarely will get above 110, but Texas is also humid. So give and take. But it gets cooler in the winters. You get a little more seasons as opposed to Arizona. But yeah, it's still gonna be hot.
Are you gonna go to Is it South by Southwest? Is that the one in Texas, or is that a different one?
That's the plan. I don't really know how it all works for like locals, but yeah, I mean, I'm gonna try to go to that more. But it'll be nice being in like a city that's, it's no New York City or LA, but it's not like it's definitely there's film aspects to it, and obviously there's a lot of major filmmakers like Linklater, Malick. Austin's very heavy in the film scene. I mean, obviously you got like McConaughey and Harrelson as well, so we'll be cool. A lot of good stuff going down there. So but prepping to move sucks. Like I want like the actual like packing and moving like stinks too, but that at least you like have a plan and have a timeline and know where you're going, what you're doing. Like honestly, the part we're in right now is like my least favorite part, where it's all unknown. You don't know where you're going to move yet or when you're going to move. You just know it's going to happen. So you're like prepping for it and trying to find a spot and get this place sold. So yeah, we're going to do that. Been a hectic week. Going to be a really busy weekend as well. And then pretty standard week ahead, but then I'll be traveling the week afterwards. But yeah, so I haven't watched like really anything. I finished out the Final Destination franchise. I watched Final Destination 5, which I loved that movie. It was like a breath of fresh air after Final Destination 4, which I thought was terrible. So really the Final Destinations, the fourth one's the only miss for me. I think the first two are good. The first two are good. The third one is like great for me because it's like really nostalgic, but also I just think the movie has a lot of sauce as well. But it's just a lot of great memories with that one from growing up as a child. And then Final Destination 5, first time I saw it, I was like, oh man, this is so electric. Because I had never seen any of those kills before, none of the spoiled, so it was insane. The end was incredible.
Should I just skip 4? Is there a need?
I didn't watch 4.
No, I told you guys in the group chat, like when you take out the end credits of 4, it's like legitimately 65 minutes long. So like just throw it on and pay half attention to it. Yeah. It is shit, but like it's so short that it's like not even worth me saying like, just skip it. Because it's like if you're gonna go say you want to complete the franchise, it's legitimately an hour. Like watch it while you're pooping, and then you have 40 more minutes after that, and so it's easy, man. Put it on while you're in the shower, and bang, you just got 20 more minutes cooking your breakfast, and look, your Final Destination 4.
How long are your showers and shit?
How long are you pooping for?
No,
I'm like, it's like a 5-minute job for me. I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah,
it's not.
I shower really quick, but yeah, Final Destination 5 is electric. I love the ending. It was so fun, such a fun movie. So much sauce in it. So I can't wait for Bloodlines because there's so much you could go to with it. Tony Todd, legend, rest in peace to him as well.
Yeah, he's cool in 5.
Really cool. He's sick. But yeah, so I'm really excited for Bloodlines and what's going to go down there. Because the finalists, it's kind of crazy because the way, I guess, I don't know, I can see both sides. The way Final Destination 5 ends, which I'm not going to spoil, but the way it ends makes you think like, wow, how did they not take this and run with it and just make like 7 more sequels? But then also at the same time, like the way it ends also, you're like, oh, that could just like wrap up a franchise and end there. So I can see why it kind of put a bow tie on it for the last 14 years. But now what they're picking up with is kind of what I expected they would have just ran with like 2 years after that one. But it should be fun. And then watch the Minecraft movie. That's about it. That's literally all I watched this week. TV, haven't watched really anything TV related either. Just been a big sports week again, but again, I've been so busy. I've really had no time to watch anything. So I've just had sports on. Baseball season is back. I really don't care for baseball, but the thing I love about it is the same thing I really love about tennis and golf on Thursdays and Fridays is that it starts like in the morning. So like, I just love having something about just like having baseball on while I'm working, paying like 1% attention to it, but barely any, but just like having like a nice green field, like a nice sunny day. So it's just like good vibes to have just in the room, the good aura, just like a nice golf course, just good vibes. So I enjoy having baseball.
What's the baseball like business like nowadays? Because I mean, I speak to obviously a lot of you guys, American guys, and I've never met anyone who's really into baseball in my life.
Yeah, none of my friends. I mean, I wouldn't say any of my friends it's like their number one favorite sport. It's definitely been on the decline, but it's not like a dead sport at all. It's it's not as popular now as it used to be, but yeah, it's definitely not dead.
You should never hear about like even like myself, I'd be able to name like American football players and loads of NBA players and whatever. Baseball, I'm like I don't know anything. I just never hear anything about it.
Yeah, it's getting a little more international, like especially with like Asian countries, is like especially like Shohei Ohtani,
Japan's
right now. Yeah, but yeah, I don't know. I enjoy baseball. It's fun. I usually just have it on just because it's on during the day. But But yeah, that's all. That's all. Really, all I've watched. All this week was Final Destination 5 and a Minecraft movie. So really nothing. And but I don't know. I should have more time this upcoming week. And there's like a few releases coming out this week, like multiple that I'm excited to go see. So I'm excited for the week ahead.
How many you won for the year? Films wise?
I don't know. I kind of like got off to a really hot start, so I think my overall year isn't still terrible, but I'm at
84, which isn't great, really. To be honest.
Where do I always get mixed up on desktop. So do I go to?
It's the top
just,
on desktop, I think, isn't it?
Is it just on my profile, or do I have to go to my diary?
It's on your profile. It's like at the top.
It should be at the top. Yeah, it should be at the top, right? Like
followers.
Oh yeah, 95 this year.
It's pretty good.
But again, I think like January and February, I was like my normal self, just killing it, and then like March and April, I fell off a legitimate cliff.
Yeah, we're all kind of washed this year. George, have you hit 100 yet?
No, I'm somehow at 86. I thought it would be much less, honestly, but I think I'm in the same boat as Tyler.
Is Cam the highest of us?
Maybe actually.
I think he is. I think because I see Cam logging slop on the daily at the minute.
Yeah, like if you go to your stats and you look at like the week breakdown.
Yeah.
Where is it?
I'm averaging like 6 a week right now. So not great. How many's Cam on? Let me see. Cam is on.
Yeah.
Cam's on 100 this year.
That's Cam is grinding.
Wow.
Yeah, like the first like 6 weeks of the year, I was putting up like 7 films a week, and now I've fallen off a cliff.
Now I'm at like 3 or 4. Yeah, it's not great. George, how has your week been, and what have you been watching?
My week's been good. Very, very, very eventful. Had 2 movie events on Tuesday. I went to the Hell of a Summer premiere.
I thought that was an old film.
No, it's that new one. I apologize if I keep coughing. I'm like still.
Is this the Finn Wolfhard film, or I think of a completely different film?
Yeah, no. It is the Finn Wolfhard film. He wrote and directed it along with Billy Dirk, I believe his name is. And then Dirk. Billy Dirk, and then the main character, one of the main characters, is Fred Hetchinger, who plays Joseph Quinn's brother in Gladiator 2. Yeah, he's great. But yeah, went to that event. Shout out Alex. I didn't get invited to that event. He brought me as his +1. So shout out Alex Coleman for letting me join on that one. And then Thursday night was the Sinners premiere, which was really cool. That was a very fun event. I brought Sophie. Alex brought his mom, and we had just like a nice fun night. There was a pre-party at the Essex House, which is right off Central Park South. Drinks, apps, nice. And then we shuttled over to Lincoln Square, and we walked the carpet, took some pictures, and then after the movie, we went to Aqua, New York, which I don't actually know what Aqua is. I should have Googled it, but when we were there, I think typically it's a nightclub, but it was obviously closed off that night for the Sinners premiere. But it was a very cool place, very cool after party. Everyone was there. Michael B. Jordan was there. Haley Steinfeld was there. I was about to say Coleman Domingo. Delroy Lindo was there.
Was my boy Jack there?
Jack was there. Yeah, Jack O'Connell was there. He was a peppy man. He was just jumping from like bunch to bunch and just talking to everyone. Same with Delroy Lindo. He was like really moving around the place, talking to everyone, taking pictures with everyone. Whereas like Michael B. Jordan and Haley Steinfeld and Josh Allen were just kind of like in their own.
Who's Josh Allen?
Haley Steinfeld's husband, the best quarterback in the world.
Oh, if he's American. Is that the guy you took a photo with?
Yeah, it's a selfie I took. Which, by the way, Josh Allen's a fucking unit, man.
I was gonna say, is that you took a perfect angle of that picture?
Yeah,
isn't he like 6'5" and like 250?
Dude, he had to be taller than 6'5". He was bigger than Michael B. Jordan's bodyguards, right? He was massive. So the selfie I took with him was like, it only makes me look like 4 inches shorter than him, honestly. Which is
because
awesome.
you were like did a down angle, so you couldn't see. Yeah,
exactly. So you can. He was leaning forward a little bit. So in that picture, it looks like I'm 6'5", which is sick. But yeah, it was a really cool event. Like I said, like Delroy Lindo was going around talking to everyone. We were we spent most of the night plotting around getting Sophie to meet Delroy Lindo, because she loves Delroy Lindo. She really wanted to see him and talk to him. So we were like moving strategically throughout the place, trying to get closer and closer to him. And then we ended up like introducing ourselves and talking, and Sophie took a pic with him, which was very cool. So it was fun. It was a very fun event. The movie was great. I'm not going to talk about the movie. I'm going to wait to do that with you guys when it comes out in 2 weeks. But movie was great. I know for me personally, it's been a little bit of a disappointing year. I liked Mickey 17, but I didn't love it as much as I wanted to. I like Death of a Unicorn, but it's still not like something I'll ever consider like one of my favorites, and I'm sure it's not going to remain one of the best of the year. So like this felt like the first win of the year, which is awesome. I had a great time. I'm excited for you guys to watch it. I'm excited to see where you guys kind of land with it. It was a ton of fun, but that's all I'll say about Sinners. Outside of Sinners, Hell of a Summer I could talk about. Is that even out? I don't know if that's out yet. I don't know when that comes out.
I saw it at the
Was it like a
Showtimes on my theater. So I guess
festival release or something?
Yeah, the letterbox does say 2023, but yeah,
that's why I was
it came out
confused about it. Yeah,
came out this week.
Okay. Yeah, it came out this week. I didn't like it, man. I don't know. Maybe I'm just a little too like harsh when it comes to summer camp slashers, because they all just feel so redundant and so repetitive. And this one does absolutely nothing to break that mold. The only thing it does is throw in a bit of Gen Z humor, which for me could be very hit or miss. I love the Gen Z humor in like Bodies. I don't love it that much in I don't even remember the name of the movie. The one with Bottoms, that's the name of the movie. So I don't love the Gen Z humor in Bottom. So Gen Z humor for me can be very hit or miss. It certainly got like a chuckle or two out of me. But for the most part, it's just like you're a summer camp slasher. You're not leaning into the horror side of it. You don't see any of the kills. They always cut away as someone's getting killed. It's mostly just a bunch of like annoying characters running around, screaming at each other. And then this, not really a spoiler. You kind of know this going into the movie, but the all-time worst killer reveal I've ever seen in a slasher movie. Like genuinely, if I were to rank worst killer reveals in every slasher movie ever, this is number one. It like, at first I thought it was like a joke. Like they revealed who the killer was, and I was like, oh, okay, that's not the case. They'll do something better and they'll flip it on its head and it'll be cool. Never happened. It sucked. So that really, really bothered me. But again, maybe it's me. Maybe I'm very particular with like summer camp slasher films, just because,
they have a low hit rate.
They have a low hit rate. Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
They have a low hit rate. That's a perfect way of putting it. They have a low hit rate, and this one did nothing to like break that mold. Again, just all it did was just throw in Gen Z humor. But yeah, I was a little disappointed. I walked out a little disappointed. I mean, that's a lie. I walked out very disappointed. And then I met the Rizzler, so I was happier again.
Was that event? Okay.
It was that event. The shirt.
Why was
the
he
shirt?
there?
Well, apparently he saw the movie apparently in like LA a week prior and liked it so much that he wanted to fly out and come to the New York premiere as well.
Okay.
Which is just the funniest thing in the world. But yeah, that was funny. I'm not a big Rizzler fan. I'm gonna be honest. I don't like watch his videos.
Who is a big Rizzler?
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like there are a lot of like diehards out there, but like I saw him and I was like, oh, okay, this would be funny if I took a picture with him.
I would get, of course.
Yeah, absolutely. What else have I been watching? What was I think the last thing we spoke about was like Diary of a Wimpy Kid for our patrons. So I watched One of Them Days with Kiki Palmer and SZA. I really like Kiki Palmer, man. I really do. I think she's funny. I think she's so charming. I need her in more movies. Just like every time she's on screen, it's just like I'm smiling. She's so happy. She's so fun. She's so energetic. She's a great comedic actress. But she has to move towards like the dramatic in this movie every so often, and she does that very well too. She's a very good actress. And as I was watching this movie, and then immediately after I finished this movie, I watched Nope. And I was watching both of these movies. I was like, why is she not like cast in more like why is she not Zendaya's level right now? Like, I think Keke Palmer, this might be a hot take, I think Keke Palmer is a more talented actress than Zendaya.
Really?
You know, yeah, I do.
I haven't
I think
seen like anything from her. That's the issue.
I think Keke Palmer is a more talented actress than a lot of like up and coming young actresses right now. And it's like, why is she not in more projects? Like, she's so good. She's so good. Like, even in Nope, like, she's so good. Like, she's just such a charming screen presence. She just every time she's on screen, I light up. I'm happy. I'm laughing. I'm giggling. You know, I love her characters. I love her performances. I don't know. I would love to see her in more stuff. I know Jordan Peele's got a new movie coming out. Cast her.
Jordan Mid.
Stop. And then outside of Hell of a Summer and Sinners, I did like a weird out of order MCU binge a little bit. I watched Guardians 3. I was always nervous Guardians 3 was not going to hold up well because all four of us left Guardians 3 on first watch. Seth, you know, you were saying it was your favorite MCU movie, which I still think stands true. You know, me,
I think
Cam,
it's second on rewatch, but it's still that top 3.
yeah, it's still up there for you, which is
huge.
I
still really like it.
You know, I think me and Cam gave it like a 5 stars off the rip. Tyler, I think, was hovering around a 4.5 or a 5.
I really loved it. Yeah.
Yeah, really, we all really
Still
loved
love
it.
Still love it.
Still, exactly, still love it. I mean, it's like I watch MCU movies every so often. You know, I'll call out No Way Home, and I don't think they hold up as well on rewatch. But Guardians 3, man, that shit held up really well. Like, I was genuinely like pleased and pleasantly surprised with how well that movie held up on rewatch. And that was my what number rewatch was that for me? 1, 2, 3. That was the 6th rewatch for me. And it's
6?
Fuck. Yeah, it's a good movie, man. It's a really good movie.
Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah. And then I watched Guardians 1 after. Listen, man, you know, we could talk all this. I mean, I don't, but I know a lot of people do talk a lot of shit on James Gunn. But this man has made movies. You know, this man has made some really, really good movies. And written really good movies as well. And Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 1 is in that conversation. It's so good. It really is just this awesome modern day space opera. Like, it's so much fun. I love the origin of all 5 of these characters. I love them getting together. You know, I love their journey through the galaxy and through the stars. It's fucking beautiful. He cooked. James Gunn cooked. I got to give Volume 2 a rewatch. I've never been high on Volume 2, but after rewatching Volume 3 and Volume 1 and still loving them as much as I used to, maybe Volume 2 will maybe I'll turn ahead on Volume 2. And then last night I watched Avengers Endgame. Another movie. I love this movie, man. I love it. I admittedly, this is not a movie that I think holds up all that well on rewatch. I think as I rewatch it more and more, the flaws stick out more and more. But this movie holds such a special place in my heart. I finished the movie last night and I was just reminiscing on like that period of Infinity War and Endgame when those 2 movies came out. Infinity War came out in 2018. Endgame came out in 2019. I was a junior and then a senior in college. Life was carefree, man. My biggest worry was, you know, after watching Infinity War, figuring out who was alive and who was dead. You know, my biggest worry as a senior in college was trying to find a job, but also trying to theorize and predict what was going to happen in Endgame.
How old are you as a senior in college?
Like 21, 22.
Okay, early 20s. Okay.
So yeah, just like I have such fond memories of like that time when Infinity War and Endgame were coming out. You know, you get the trailer drops, you get the Comic-Con sneak peeks. It was all massive. You know, there were leaks left and right. No one knew what was real. No one knew what was fake. You know, you had people theorizing about the Endgame trailer about like, oh, why is Black Widow's hair this color in one scene, but this color and this length in another scene? Like, people were really diving into it, and it was so much fun. And that was the height of like my MCU love and admiration. That was when it was the strongest. You know, that whole Infinity Saga up until Endgame, and I'll always love these movies, man. I really will. I was watching it last night, and I was just like, this is so cool. Like this movie exists. Like, this movie exists. Like, you have Spider-Man, you know, swinging from Mjolnir, holding the Infinity Gauntlet. Like, that shit shouldn't exist. That should only exist in comics, but it's in a movie. And it's fucking insane. And Endgame is just, it's a good movie. It's not a great movie the way I would like it to have held up, you know, in a way that like Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 has held up. But I'll always love Endgame, man. I really will. That movie is just something special. But yeah, that's it. That's all I've really been watching. Daredevil, of course. I know everyone keeps asking for like me and Cam's extended thoughts on Daredevil. Don't worry. We will likely be doing like another bonus real quick, getting the gang together for the end of Daredevil. Because I know, at least for myself and Cam, we're loving the show. Sammy and Alex are also loving the show. So definitely something that hopefully we can get together and figure out our schedules and give you guys a full episode on that instead of just talking about it in the what have we been watching department. I'm also watching The Studio. I know we haven't really been talking too much about The Studio, but I'm liking it. We're 3 episodes in. It's like I said, I think last week when I talked about The Studio very briefly, it's technically awesome. Like I love the one shots. Episode 2, the entire episode is a one shot. Episode 1 and 3, every scene itself is like a different one shot. And it's fucking cool. It's like name drops. You got Scorsese, you got Ron Howard. You know, you have this studio executive played by Seth Rogen, who's just the most chaotic and anxious man who was trying to please everyone. And it makes for very entertaining television. I really liked episode 3. I know episode 1 slightly underwhelmed me, I would say. Episode 2 brought me back. Episode 2 is great, and then episode 3 is really great. So I'm liking this show so far. I know I personally love the weekly drops. I love having like a TV show to look forward to. Something with Daredevil. It works perfectly. Daredevil's on Tuesday. The Studio is on Wednesday, so it's like back-to-back nights of just enjoying something new. And that's something I'll definitely keep on watching. And hopefully by the end of the season, I like it enough to maybe give you guys like a full better review of the entire season. But yeah, that's kind of been it. I might just continue this like out of order MCU rewatch because now I'm kind of craving an Infinity War rewatch. So we'll see where the night takes us.
Fair enough. What did I do this week? Oh, I went to France. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was away from. I know I forgot. I was away from. It was kind of. It's because I was working, you know. So it's kind of like different. From Monday to Friday to yesterday morning, went to Lille in France for a few days. Stayed in like the countryside. I showed you guys a few weeks ago. The apartment was actually lovely. Like around there, it was just like countryside, like nice weather. Probably like low sort of 20s every day. I don't know what that is in Fahrenheit. What's the difference in Fahrenheit? Actually, let me have a look. So it was like 70, which was nice for me. Obviously working out there was, you know, whatever, just getting some stuff done. Like did some touristy shit, like walking every day, food, ate a load of food, which was really nice. But I think it was good to just, you know, get into a different routine. That was nice for a few days. But yeah, I enjoyed my first time I've actually been away, like I said last week, on my own, which is cool. But not without Anna or like friends or like my dad or my mum, whatever. That was cool. I'm probably going to do it again later this year. Not sure where. Probably just take a trip somewhere else. I'm not really too sure. I haven't really decided where yet, but I think it was nice just to be in a different routine and do shit.
My sister just did that actually. She just took her first solo trip to Portugal by herself
from the US.
Yeah, you and her got me in the mood to take my own little solo trip.
Well, I mean, it's a bit. I think the thing is though, with me, it's obviously going to be easier. Like I got a train for 95 minutes.
Yeah, that's true. That's fair.
But I think I'm going to do. I was planning to do like Barcelona later this year. I think on my own, just like work for a week. That'd be cool. But yeah, no, it was really really good. I enjoyed it. It was nice, and I ended up just like getting more work done out there as well, which was always fun. What have I watched this week? Barely anything because I was away most of the time. I've been kind of on, like I said to you, like everyone before, my biggest blind spot historically has been westerns. I've been watching so many westerns recently. I'm really in like my John Ford bag. So I watched The Searchers, it was amazing. Rewatched Stagecoach, is great. She Wore a Yellow Ribbon yesterday, that was good. Young Mr. Lincoln, that was great. I watched Final Destination 5, same as Tyler. Gymnastics scene in that is crazy, by the way. I've seen like clips of that one before, but it was one of those where I watched it, and it's kind of the only one that I have like really no recollection of, to the point where I don't know if I ever watched it, to be honest. And then I watched the Minecraft movie, and I watched it in France, and they did not take it very well. There was a lot of walkouts in my screen, not one audible laugh the entire time, which was pretty funny. It was quite busy as well, so that was great. But yeah, that's kind of been my week, I think. Yeah, pretty much. We'll move on to our review of a Minecraft movie, Flint and Steel. Tyler, let me run through this now. George, you didn't watch it, did you?
I did not watch it, so
that's very unfortunate. You'll be.
I know. Enjoy.
Synopsis. 4 misfits find themselves struggling with ordinary problems when they are suddenly pulled through a mysterious portal into the overworld, a bizarre cubic wonderland that thrives on imagination. To get back home, they'll have to master this world while embarking on a magical quest with an unexpected expert crafter, Steve. Yeah, Minecraft movie, directed by Jared Hess, who famously directed Nacho Libre, good film, and Napoleon Dynamite, even better film. Tyler, I guess, yeah, thoughts, initial, whatever. I don't care about spoilers.
Yeah, this is cool because I mean it's just fun being in the podcast when we get to review movies that kind of get like announced and then like go into production and then get to be released, because like we're like so deep in the podcast at this point that like I remember when this was announced, we talked about it, we're like, oh, this movie's gonna be just make $1 zillion, and we also all kind of were like, this movie's gonna be like the death of cinema and gonna be like the worst thing ever. So it's just kind of fun that this movie did kind of sneak up, because I feel like we weren't having those conversations like that long ago. Like it didn't seem like this was like episode 1 type stuff where we're like, oh, a Minecraft movie's
when did the
out.
trailer release? I can't even remember. Was it?
They did like a few like first looks where like you would just get like, but I think I can't remember when the official trailer did, but I remember they released a couple like minor clips, kind of like the Superman approach, where like before you got an official trailer, you got a few like second spurts, but. I went into this really expecting it to be like the worst movie I've ever seen, which is not good, to be fair, but it certainly wasn't like the worst thing I've ever seen. Yeah, so like, I'll give it credit there. And I think part of that is the movie isn't like the complete absolute. I mean, it's still an abomination, but it's not the complete absolute Oppenheimer explosion level abomination. It's like, I don't know. There's things that could have been a lot better. And kids deserve a better movie than this, but at the same time, like the kids in my theater and the kids just in general around like the world seem to be loving it and like having a great time. And like I can see this being.
There's no kids in my screening at all.
Yeah, you're just like during the day though, so which mine was too, but it's a Friday, so I guess some kids get Friday.
No, mine was at like 5 p.m. though.
Oh, maybe no kid knew it was coming out on Wednesday.
Maybe there's no kids in France. Conspiracy theory.
Could be, honestly, could be. Crazy. But yeah, I didn't hate this. The kids definitely loved it in the theater, and I can see this being something that like would be easily rewatchable for them. I try to compare it mentally to like the Super Mario Bros. Movie the whole time, which I think there's a lot of similarities there, but also I think like when you think about like the animation of the Super Mario Bros. Movie from Illumination Studio versus like the within the Minecraft world here, like I think there's more like filmmaking effort given to the Super Mario Bros. Movie. I feel like. I mean, obviously, Jack Black's the common link there, but I think they clearly, with many of the songs, which I didn't realize I was going to get that much Jack Black singing. I should have known like Jack Black in a movie is going to sing a lot, but I didn't realize it was going to be that much. But I think they clearly were trying to get their Peaches moment, but I don't think any of the songs are going to have any of the staying power that
I can't remember any
Peaches did. Exactly, but whereas Peaches went like mega viral, especially with kids. So like I don't see that happening here. I think there's a lot of one-liners like the Flint and Steel, Chicken Jockey.
I've seen so many like compilations on Twitter with like, I'm not even joking, almost 1 million likes on them.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
so I think
your review is the perfect like your review.
Chicken Jockey, man. Like I don't know. So like I think they failed with making viral songs. I think they succeeded with the viral like one-liner drops. I think Jack Black at this stage of his career is a little bit like of a energy vacuum. Like he just kind of like sucks up the air in the room. Mainly because I feel like he's almost trying too hard at this stage in his career. Like he's really going full Jack Black in his speech delivery and mannerisms. And I just think it just doesn't really add much energy to the movie. And I think Jason Momoa is like, can be really good, but I think he can also really phone it in. And I think in this movie, it was like a really silly Momoa phoned in, whereas like
Fast X kind of thing. Like,
but I feel like Fast X, I was going to use an example of like where like it's a movie he could have phoned it in for, but he like actually ended up delivering like a very silly, fun performance. Whereas in this is like,
I think with Jason Momoa, though, I don't know about you. I just like him. Do you know what I mean? I just like have even if I watch him in this, where I agree with like phoned in, just kind of like him.
Yeah, I agree.
He just has the kind of a charisma that I quite enjoy watching.
Yeah,
a bit like John Cena and like Ricky Stenicki, for example. Like I hated that film, but like John Cena, I just like, that's all like Fast X, same thing.
Yeah, that's a good comp. But I mean, yeah, he's definitely nowhere near the level of like Jack Black, where like I just really don't like Jack Black in this. But I don't think he like added much to the movie. I really like Jennifer Coolidge in this. Like I got some laughs out of her moments. Like I think when she's getting dinner with the villager and then the waitress comes, she's like, "Are you finished?" She's like, "No, I think he's Swedish, but we are finished with our food." I was like, "All right, that got me a laugh." But Jennifer Coolidge, she just got that comedy bag, so she knows how to deliver lines. But yeah, that she gave me a couple laughs. I think this movie was just like really incoherent at the end of the day, and I think because like the thing is, like I saw a few bigger movie talkers make TikToks about like not really reviewing Minecraft, but more so talking about like how like kids deserve really good movies and like you shouldn't have given like crappy slop, which I agree with wholeheartedly. But I was trying to think the whole time, like, how could this have been like an adaptation that I think would be like where Minecraft would be like done justice here? And it's like tough because I don't really know. Like, I'm not the biggest Minecraft fan. There's more out there that probably could have done something better, but I don't know. It's like I could
live action was to its detriment. Even still.
True, they should have made just like a animated something, but I just think they had opportunities here. Like I think with the whole idea of Steve, like he kind of starts out by presenting this world of what he found with this other realm, and then he kind of like lives inside of it and becomes obsessed with living there and doesn't really go to the outer world or the other world or whatever. And he just kind of gets stuck in there and becomes obsessed with the fantasy of it as opposed to just doing real world things. And I feel like there was an interesting exploration of like, Henry, the kid, goes in there and, he's kind of just a classic, like kind of an outcast in school, but like video games in this world is like an opportunity for him to like kind of express himself and find escapism.
I think they could have lent into that more, the whole, because like Minecraft is I used to play Minecraft all the time when I was younger. It's just like a place of unlimited creativity. Yeah. And they're very much like glanced over those moments. They just showcase like, this is a crafting table, and they like throw some shit down. That's kind of it.
Yeah. And they could have done more there with just like creativity and just like Henry like being able to find himself through this world. And they like kind of set the table for a couple of storylines I thought could be interesting about like kind of like, we hear all the time about like how video games are bad for society, but I think it's almost like was diving into like how it could be good, where it's like, finding community, finding friends, finding escapism in a harm-free way, like this, like fostering creativity and community. But it just kind of like set the table for that and then didn't really do much with it. And I think it just kind of gets lost in the final, like back third of the movie is just so focused on like trying to really have a big, like kind of epic final battle escape, like high stakes moments where I don't know, Minecraft, there's just more you could have done with this world that would have been more interesting to me. But it's kind of like a weird because it's a video game movie, but I feel like the ending is almost like an anti-video game movie because like, oh, look how much like they finally left the video games and like his business started flourishing and Steve found like happiness. And it's like when I kind of walked away from the movie being like, was this movie supposed to say like stop playing Minecraft and like touch grass because life's so much better if you go outside and like because all of a sudden like all at the end of the movie it's like all their lives are great now that they like stopped spending time in Minecraft. But I think what they're trying to more say is like that they kind of found these bonds and things together, but
like bonds and
yeah, but it was just kind of a weird messaging. But I think most of this movie is just incoherent. Obviously, they're just trying to make they knew it was going to make a ton of money regardless. But again, I don't know. Like the beginning of the movie, I thought like with the whole, I dug the whole idea like Steve giving this presentation, and then we kind of get introduced to this world. I was like, okay, this could be fun. I just think this movie gets lost a lot of the ways. So this is similar to like last week at Death of a Unicorn, where I gave it a 2-star, where I was like, I didn't like it, but I really have no interest in like dogging on it. I know plenty of people have dogged,
which is kind of annoying because I was hoping it would be.
I know I was hoping to tear in this movie, which again, it's a 1.5, and I never want to watch this again. I didn't have a great time with it. I got a couple like no sniffle chuckles, but again, like it's like I think I just went into this movie expecting like an absolute abomination. I think a lot of scenes do look ugly, but at the same time, like I think the Electric State genuinely is an uglier movie.
It's
than
not
like,
the ugliest film ever. I was expecting it to be the ugliest film,
especially when they're in like the real world. I was like, oh, this is like they're actually like in a yard at a school right now, which is like rare to say these days about like Netflix movies. You're like, oh, they're just like in a green screen, like Electric State. Like, no, this is like it's like okay, this is fine. So I don't know. I'll kind of leave it there. There is like a couple moments I liked. It wasn't the ugliest thing I've ever seen. It's at the end of the day, they could have done so much more with the source material, and I think the story was just completely incoherent. And I think no one in the cast I think was like great other than Jennifer Coolidge. Like I think even the kid, like everyone was just kind of like, they were like C- or whatever. But you know, I like that the whole villager storyline going to the real world, like that's a cool addition that I wouldn't really like if I was like sitting down to write it, I probably would have thought of like, you know, let's have a villager go to the real world.
Quite funny, I'll be honest. I just the noise, you know, like I just find it quite funny. It's weird as well because it's like, what more could they do with a Minecraft? It's such a
that's why I don't know. Like what
weird thing.
How could they have made this better?
Well, I wouldn't have done it live action. That's what I would say. I think if you want to unleash like true creativity in the best possible way, I think animation would have been so much better for something.
Or like I mean, Super Mario Bros. Movie started out in live action, and then once they go to the the world, it's like fully animated. It's like they could have just done that. Where it's like start with Steve giving his presentation as a real person, and then like completely transformed to like animated into like a Minecraft guy. Yeah.
It is like it's so funny because I remember seeing it. It is like an hour and a half of just Jack Black describing what's in front of him at all times. It's so
first we mine, then we craft.
Let's mine. What's that one he says where it's like, have you ever tried mixing lava and chicken?
I don't know. I kind of dug that part to be honest, because Jason Momoa was like, "I need protein," and then he's like,
"No, say it." Like it's so fucking. And then he eats it. It's like really hard. It's just whatever. It's but it's just like Jack Black just describing things over and over again. Some points are like so dumb. It's like the Flint and Steel moment, the chicken jockey moment. Even though I've seen it a million times, I was like, Jesus Christ. But it's like the operating, like of showing the true creativity in Minecraft. I don't think was really done here because Minecraft is like really a thing where it's a game with endless possibilities for someone who is like isolated. You know, this is kind of the prime example, and I appreciate that's the road they were trying to take. But I think it's so blundered in that nothing's really shown in the capabilities that Minecraft has. You kind of just jump straight into the like, I guess, feud between, you know, the people in the Nether. That's another thing he says, the Nether. It's like you kind of jump straight to there rather than showcasing the world's potential. You get a few moments with Steve where he shows off like his village, right, where he's built it and whatever. And the moments you do get, oh, like, do you remember the slime ball when he says that as well? The moments you do get are like, you know, small things, whether they're trying to get away from some of the creepers or the zombies, but I do think we're kind of coolly designed, to be honest. And like they'll build like a platform, like when the kid builds the house, so they can be inside. That's like a main thing in Minecraft at night. You have to be within somewhere so they can't get inside, whatever. But it could have been shown, I think, in a better way. And I don't think the creativity is really showcased, other than like a few tiny moments that they tried to showcase through like desperation, you know, when they're trying to get away from someone. There are moments that are funny. Like I think Jennifer Coolidge just has it kind of on lock, and I think her ability to be funny is great, and she kind of has that like silly tone that I think works with her. So those moments with like the villager are quite funny. And I did quite find funny when the villager just get hit by the car and the way he kind of falls. That was quite amusing. And it's weird as well because I think some of the comedy does work, which is surprising. So it would be like a load of shit, and don't get me wrong, a lot of it is. And I did think it's a bad film, but I think it almost comes from we're almost sounding complimentary to the point where we were saying this is going to be the worst film ever, and in actuality, it's really not. Like it's my number 2 of the year, Tyler.
Mm-hmm.
It's my
I would watch this a million times before I ever watched an Electric State again.
I would rather watch this again than watch The Monkey again.
Genuinely. I haven't seen, but fair.
It's so bad. Like I have a half. Man, Mickey 17 is a 4, then this is a 1.5 at 2, then I have The Monkey at a 1, Electric State at a half. Like this is terrible. This is my fault. I'm not watching enough, but Yeah, I think like it's difficult because I said in my review, it's like one of those dreams where there's like events that happen, but they lack coherency between those events. But there are events that just kind of stick in your head. So I think they did really, really well in that, like kind of memifying the moment. Like I think marketing wise, it's kind of done wonders in the way that Jack Black just says things, and Jack Black kind of has this notoriety of being this comedic star, to which he was at one point. Like I used to love Jack Black, you know, in the era of like Tenacious D and School of Rock, and like in King Kong to a certain extent. I think he provides good elements in that. But in like he's just, man, the last few years, and also just a dick outside of his real life apparently, but like last few years, I think he's just phoned it in to the point where he almost just tries his shtick too hard and kind of goes too much with it to the point where it's like, there's Jack Black again doing that thing he always does.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas like School of Rock, he was like, you know, I know it's flown about in 20 years, but he was like the perfect guy to do that. You know, he was the fucking man to do that. But yeah, I think it's bad, but it's not catastrophically bad in every single facet, which is a compliment in itself. And yeah, like people are saying, like it's self-aware of its silliness. Yeah, sure, but it also could have showcased the true potential and creativity that Minecraft provides, which I don't think it does. And I will stand by, like I said earlier, that I think it should have been in. It should have been animated because I really, really like just the choice of live action to do this, or at least like Tyler said, mixing up with like in the Mario movie, and the Mario movie is like the perfect example of a kids' film, right? That's made for kids. I actually think is very acceptable in its standard, and like it's genuinely funny at times and has more of a target to hit. Whereas this one, it kind of just like things happen. Cool. There's like these little funny moments, but there's nothing really latch onto. One bit I did think was quite cool, actually. You know, the sequence when the kid's in the library and he runs into, I can't remember what they're called now. The scary long thing. Do you know what I mean?
Sure. I mean, I don't know Minecraft. I don't remember what they're called, but
they're fucking cool. You know what I mean? Is it the Enderman? Like the ones with the eyes?
Sure.
Like creeps up on him, like flashes around.
If you're a Minecraft expert in the comments, fill us in.
I think it's an Enderman. I used to love Minecraft, and I think making a Minecraft film is always going to be tough because it's just impossible to showcase what they have on offer. But this really just wasn't the way to do it. Like,
make also, a Minecraft film, brutalist style of building his dream house.
Yeah, like I would genuinely, right? You know, instead of having this film about this kind of feuding war between the pigs or whatever in the Nether, and Jack Black to obtain the whatever it was fucking called, I would have genuinely preferred it to be like a survival quest where Steve gets put into the world and he has no resources and he has to kind of like a castaway scenario almost.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Because that's what Minecraft is about. I know
he has to learn how to use the crafting table, just like when we play Minecraft. We're like, how the hell do you use it?
Yeah, and he has to like learn how to make a sword instead of just having it there. One moment that did make me laugh is when Jack Black pulls up in the diamond armor. That kind of got a little sniffle at me because it was so fucking silly. Yeah. But like, I would have preferred a showcase of the creativity just from the get go, like a rags to riches almost story of Minecraft, where he has to like make a bed because he has to get away from the zombies and he has to make a house or whatever, rather than just everyone just being able to do it instantly. All they do is to find out how to do it is like, let me just try and throw a brick down, like chop a brick and throw it, which is the way it works. But I would prefer like like a real adaptation to the world and the universe or adaptation. But yeah, I give it a 1.5. It's shit, but it's not like earth-shatteringly shit, which is a compliment in itself because I thought it would be, as did all of us, the worst thing ever made, which is almost a disappointment in actuality, really, isn't it?
Yeah, it is crazy just how much I expected this to be like the worst movie I've ever seen. The fact where I almost gave this a 2-star, but then I was like looking at my ratings for 2025. I was like, Death of the Unicorn, I definitely like more, but I still didn't like Death of the Unicorn. Didn't like enough to call it average. So I was like, can't put it on the same tier as that. So I had to stick with the 1.5. That's just how much like I expected this to be so terrible that I was like pleasantly surprised.
I think I did give it a 2, but then 5 minutes later I was like, actually, no, it's not 2.
Yeah, I was close, but it's. I don't know. There's not really much more else to say. I think I really would have liked that idea, like you said, about if this was like a survival thing where like Jack Black is or whoever kind of gets lost in this world.
Actually,
and they have
not
no
Jack
idea
Black.
to survive. Yeah,
put like Jason Momoa in there instead because Give Jack Black if he has to be in it, cool. He can be like a creeper for a second and make a noise, or the villager or some shit. But I don't know. I'm kind of just tired of Jack Black's whole thing. Because Jack Black, right? Sorry to like side note. I think Jack Black has shown many times he's a very, very capable actor.
For sure.
In a way of not just a comedic context, but I think he's shown to be a capable actor in dramatic roles as well, and when he has to be. I mean, like School of Rock is the perfect combination of that. And I know you didn't like King Kong, but I also like him in that as well. But then now, for the last 2 years, he's just been in not just slop, because I've said before, and I argue with someone on Twitter about this, slop isn't bad, right? We've now defined slop as anything that has just multiple films. Lord of the Rings is officially slop.
Yeah.
Spider-Verse is slop. We like Spider-Verse, sure, but it's slop. But he is in like slop. I'm talking the lowest of the low.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's bad, but it's not like the worst thing ever. Go and watch it.
It's gonna make $1 zillion anyways. So
what's it open to? Actually, I don't know.
I saw the projections are gonna be like 165 in the opening weekend, but some people were projecting like 80 to 100. It's really good, yeah. But so it's gonna overperform. But I think probably the people in the industry who are projecting just didn't really have a good pulse on how many kids are obsessed with Minecraft. And teenagers and young adults and just adults in general Minecraft is not a new game. So, I mean, there's a few generations at this point of people that are like, have fond memories of Minecraft.
I was actually looking at this the other day. Minecraft it's obviously the highest selling game of all time. But I think second is like 70 million behind it, and that's GTA 5. That just kind of puts it into the scope of just fucking how massive. It's like you said, it's not just a particularly young generation. I grew up with Minecraft when I was like 13, 12 all the time. And even a few years before that when we created. And then now it's still the averages of the monthly players of Minecraft are insanely, obscenely high. So it's really carried through generations. It is the highest selling by a long way as well. So it makes sense. And we all said this at the start. It's like, obviously going to do well. It's a fucking Minecraft film. And also, when you've got like some of the biggest streamers, like YouTubers in the world came from Minecraft, when they're putting across to their audience and stuff, it's always going to do well. I think they were all at the premiere and whatever, and you have an audience like that and streamers like that with so much influence, it's inevitable,
Yeah, I'm wondering if they're going to make more movies now. I mean, I'm sure they will, but I'm wondering what they're going to go for because Super Mario Bros. I think they're going to make another one, but it's there's multiple Mario games, so you can see where they could go over that. Whereas Minecraft, again, it's there's just the world of Minecraft. So there's other stuff you get. Endless universities, but
I bet you they do a show.
A show? Yeah, I could see that actually.
I bet you they do a show of some sort.
I wonder what network would want it though. Probably
Amazon, Prime.
Amazon, yeah.
Prime will pick it up. Like they did it with Halo, right? Halo was a huge, obviously not the same concept, it was a huge game. Yeah. Did a show with it. Never seen it, apparently it's not very good. I can just picture Prime. They like a slop first. The Rings of Power, Walking Dead, I think, or is that Paramount? I meant Paramount. Anyway, they did other things. I think Prime will pick it up for a 6-episode, 1-season show. That's my prediction right now. I think it will happen.
Yeah, I could see that. I feel like they one day might make a biopic about Notch or whoever who invented Minecraft and then sold
Steve.
it. Steve, yeah.
Steve
biopic. Villager biopic of him.
I'd rather watch that or just a series on Jennifer Coolidge and the villagers' relationship.
A Love is Blind or Love Island with villagers and Jennifer Coolidge. Temptation Island with villagers. But it's and I really like Danielle Brooks too, but there's not, and I can't even really praise her or dog her for her performance because she just really didn't have much in this. Because it was annoying. The discourse around her was so so stupid and annoying when all the people were just so openly clearly racist when they saw the first first looks of this movie with her. But so I wish I could have come on here defend her, and it's not I have anything to say against her, but she just really doesn't do anything in this movie. She's just kind of there.
I think that was the first film I've seen her in.
This was. I'm looking at her filmography, and I thought she had a lot more.
Well, I was an avid watcher of Orange Is the New Black when that came out.
Yeah.
So I really liked her in that because that was cool.
I guess The Color Purple is really the only notable film she was in. I believe she got either Oscar nominated for, or like people said she should be. I think she did get nominated for. So yeah,
did.
But other than that, she's in the Angry Birds movie.
Oh, I've seen the Angry Birds film. That's a good.
Oh, there you go. So you have seen it. So you have seen a movie there in it. But yeah, Minecraft movie. Don't really think there's anything else to say there. It's didn't hate it. So there's that.
Yeah. Cool. Do you want to get George back?
Yeah, I'm letting him know.
A Minecraft movie.
Yeah, I mean, it's having the Despicable Me effects where we're seeing like people.
I saw
the chicken jockey one where the guy like. Do you see the one where like the chicken jockey scene happens and the guy like jumps on the dude's shoulders and like screaming and people are throwing popcorn in the air? So it's like people are like.
I was on about the guys like 20 guys who dressed as Steve.
Oh yeah,
so fucking stupid, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Minecraft movie or a Minecraft movie coming to a limited series on Prime near you is my prediction. We'll move on to our kind of big news of the week. We had a bunch of news from CinemaCon,
brother.
Basically, what I did was because there was so much news this week, I kind of bunched it all into one. So some of this is going to be CinemaCon news, and some of it's going to be like general. I'm going to there's a few bits that I want to kind of rush through because I don't think we need to talk about them. But first of all, I wrote down Predator Badlands sounds cool as fuck.
I just saw that in the rundown.
From the perspective, I think it was like, what if the Predator was a good guy or whatever?
That was fucking funny.
Sounds cool. Sounds really, really cool. Like this one. New looks at Superman as well. Did you watch the thing, George? The like 5-minute.
No. Okay, fuck that.
So...
Let me say something.
Okay, go on.
If you watch these 5-minute, 10-minute releases before the movie drops, or if you go to like the Minecraft movie early because you want to watch the first 5 minutes of Superman, you're a fucking loser. That is no way.
Great. Thanks for making our viewers annoyed. Thank you.
I don't care. That's no way to. Why would you do that to yourself? Why would you do that to yourself?
I agree. I do think if you're excited for the Superman film, the worst thing you can do is watch more.
Why would you? And it's not even like the first. Was it even the first 5 minutes, or was it just? It was like a random 5 minutes.
No, it was like a random.
Like, why are you doing that? Why would you ever do that? It's so stupid.
Yeah. Okay. Well, Tangled live action development stopped indefinitely. Good. The Naked Gun, man, I don't know if you guys saw the Naked Gun reboot trailer with Liam Neeson. People were going crazy about this online.
Mm-hmm.
I'll admit, I've seen the Naked Gun. I like the Naked Gun, as in the original. I didn't watch this trailer because I thought it was going to be shit, and then I saw like a bunch of people say there's some like really good bits in the trailer. Did you watch it, Tyler?
Yeah, but I have not seen any of the Naked Gun movies prior. But I mean, the trailer looks fun. It seems like it's very like self-aware meta type of humor in these movies, and it's one that I'll give the. I don't know how many. Is it just a reboot of one movie, or is there a few originals?
Well, there's like 3. I think it's a trilogy of the original film, so I don't know if they're doing just like.
Yeah, one. Well, okay. So there's the Naked Gun. There's the Naked Gun 2.5, and the Naked Gun 33 1/3. So I'm
surprised.
The poster and the humor from the titles give me Airplane vibes, which.
It's absolutely Airplane vibe. Do you not like Airplane?
I don't like Airplane, so I think I'm probably.
Did your dad make you watch like Airplane when you were younger?
No, I watched it completely on my own, and just like when I was an adult, and I despise Airplane.
Fair. Well, it is Leslie Nielsen, the guy in Airplane who's in Naked Gun.
Yeah, so maybe I'll be out on the Naked Gun, but the new trailer looks fun.
But yeah, so that Megan 2. Does anyone care?
Yes.
Megan 2.
I do.
Fuck Megan too.
Were you a Meganite, George?
I was not.
He's Megan.
Yeah. I don't know. I can't even work the number 3 into there because they stupidly used the 3 instead of the E. But no, Megan 2.0 looks fun as fuck. They're the crispiest 2.5-star movies out there.
Okay. Well, I didn't watch the trailer because I didn't.
Is that a trap reference? Crispy. Love it.
Oh yeah,
Georgia Shyamalan head.
Yeah, I'm just a Shyamalan head.
FNAF 2 teaser. I don't know why I put that down. But who cares? A new Friday movie in the works. I care. I like Friday. Friday's really funny. Probably be very shit though. Just a warning.
We just talked about Chris Tucker on Real Quick last week. If you haven't seen it, which
really well,
I think all you did because
people love that.
Views, so yeah.
Okay, so now we're gonna get into it, fellas. The fakest news of the week, which is actually real. Well, apparently, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood sequel. So Tarantino wrote the script with not the intention to direct. Brad Pitt read the script, liked it so much, pitched it to David Fincher, and apparently David Fincher is set to direct a Once Upon a Time in Hollywood sequel with Netflix. The fakest news of the week, which apparently is real. Thoughts? Tyler, I'm going to come to you first because I know that you're... Actually, we're all... George has been converted.
But I read into it a bit, and it sounds like this was the movie critic script that he was supposed to be his 10th film.
Yeah,
I don't know. It's probably been almost a year now since he abandoned it. So it sounds like it is just going to be that script because we kind of heard that Cliff Booth was going to be returning for that. So, I mean, it makes sense. Brad Pitt won an Oscar for this role. I can see him once he knew the script was a thing and realized it got canned, he was probably like, damn, I wanted to, this character gave me a lot of great stuff in my life. I want to relive it one more time. I had a lot of fun with it. He's obviously worked with Fincher before. So, I don't know. It's not the most exciting. It's obviously going to be probably shot on digital as opposed to films. It's going to have a different look and tangible feel to it. It's going to be Fincher as opposed to Tarantino, which I think are very, very, very different filmmakers how they approach film. So I don't know. And there's not even any Leo. So how much I don't know. I get where do they go from the ending of the first one? They kind of split their separate ways at the end of Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. But then what the very final scene. So the whole ending of Once Upon a Time in Hollywood kind of shows them having a one last dinner together before they split their separate ways. But you think with the way the events unfold at the very end minutes of Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, that would be because I mean, he goes off to the hospital and he's like, "Oh, come see you, buddy." You kind of think it would be hang friends still and stay together after that trauma they go through. But so I don't know. It's always weird and tricky when you have a sequel where a huge person is not coming back, and then they're gonna have to uncomfortably handle the fact that they're just not going to be there. There's probably going to be a weird reference to it, but not show them on screen. It's going to be I don't know. But again, this sounds so fake, but I guess it's real. And it's going to be a Netflix original directed by Fincher, who I'm not the biggest Fincher guy, but I'm not in the same camp as other people where they think his Netflix stuff is some catastrophic decline from his other stuff.
Film.
The Killer's. Yeah, I mean, I don't think The Killer. I don't love The Killer, but I don't love any of his films really, other than Social Network. So it's to me just as good as his other stuff. So the Fincher Netflix original aspect isn't. I don't know. It sucks as a Netflix movie, but
Squid Game stuff is stupid as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, I don't know. Until I see more tangible stuff from that, I'm still going to believe that's not real. Just until I see more from this, I'm not going to believe this is real either. But yeah, interesting one. I don't know why Tarantino isn't directing this because
Tarantino wishes. He is why the fuck didn't I make Once Upon a Time in Hollywood my last film? There has never been a more perfect last film in the history of last films. That is a last film, right?
Yeah.
He should just say, all right, fuck it. Kill Bill 1 and 2 now counts as 2. I know I said before they didn't. Cool, it's 2. I've made 10 films. Fuck all of you. He's never going to make another film. He shot himself in the foot. Fuck Tarantino.
Yeah, he's an idiot.
I was going to say, do we know anything about the script? Is Cliff Booth the main character, or is this a sequel cameo for Cliff Booth where it follows?
I would assume he's the main character.
I would assume too, but I don't think we know for sure. But the fact that he brought it back to life from it being a Get Killed movie, I think makes it seem like it's probably a Cliff Booth movie.
Okay, that's right.
Who's a great character. I love Cliff Booth. So
it's probably my favorite, not only Brad Pitt role, Leo role as well, but I think he won't be returning. I don't think it's real though, so fake news. John Wick has turned into the MCU. Okay. John Wick spin-off Kane moving forward. Stylistically like Donnie Yen's previous action films. Cool. John Wick 5 is happening. John Wick prequel anime movie. John Wick Continental. John Wick 5, John Wick 4, John Wick 3, John Wick 2, John Wick 1.
Good.
Is he good?
It is good.
I'm tired.
It's good. Let me tell you something. It's good until it's not. Okay.
You hated the Continental though, so it's already not.
Whoa. I did not hate the Continental. I disliked slightly the first 2 episodes, and I never finished the Continental. Okay.
That says a lot. That's brilliant. Okay. I'll tell you what, George, though. The Donnie Yen one. I mean, you're an Ip Man guy.
Yeah, I was just about to say that I'm excited for. If you're telling me this is, Once Upon a Time in China, Ip Man style filmmaking, give me all of that.
But he directed, though. I've never seen a film he directed.
Yeah, I have not seen a film he's directed either.
He has directed six films, apparently. I'm looking at this.
The thing I'm most nervous about on this entire list, I obviously am at least I think I'm a lot higher, at least definitely a lot higher on John Wick than Tyler. Seth, I think you're a little higher than Tyler. I'm
slightly, maybe. I'm a little higher than Tyler, but you're still higher than me.
Yeah, but like for me, like John Wick 1, I think I have a 5 stars. John Wick 4, 5 stars. John Wick 2, 4-star. John Wick 3 might also be a 5-star. Like I love this franchise. This is my favorite action franchise ever. I absolutely fucking adore this franchise. I love Keanu Reeves in this role. I'm excited for Ballerina, even though I'm still a little hesitant on Ballerina. I am very hesitant for John Wick 5. That's the one that's the one I'm most nervous about on this list of things. The anime thing, like, cool, like
I'll probably watch that. I think that sounds kind of like
it seems like we're doing the anime thing. We're doing the anime thing for Blade Runner. We just did kind of the anime thing for like Lord of the Rings, The Last of the Rohirrim, or whatever that movie was.
Definitely the anime thing.
Yeah, like we're doing the anime thing. So whatever. But the Donnie Yen stuff, I'm very excited for. I love Donnie Yen. I love the Ip Man movies. I have very fond memories of watching those movies. Like as when I was younger, and I recently rewatched them. So I get it. It's slop. Everything's slop, and it's definitely there are things to be nervous about. But I think my John Wick bias is just so strong right now that I am very excited for anything that John Wick comes out with.
Yeah, I mean, John Wick 5 is definitely the most like weird thing that I think. I don't really.
Yeah,
but yeah, I mean, like I like all the films anyway. Aside from 2, I don't love 2, George. Don't 2.
Two is definitely. I mean, I like 2 a good. Yeah, it's the worst one, but like for me, it's still a 4-star movie.
Fair. First look at First look at Beyond the Spider-Verse, massive thing. Release date June the 4th, 2027. So we have got hell of a fucking long time. When was it originally meant? Was it last year?
Originally meant like a year and a half ago.
Yeah,
a year and a half ago. Yeah.
And then it was just supposed to be March 29, 2025. Yeah, it was supposed to be like a week ago.
And now it's over 2 years.
2 years. Yeah.
Looks cool. But it's a while. It's a long time.
It looks sick, but that's a crazy amount of time.
These films look good.
These films look fantastic.
They do look good.
It's coming out the same year as the Batman Part 2, so I'm gonna lose my mind.
We'll see about that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm also not confident on the Beyond the Spider-Verse date, if I'm being honest.
I don't know if this film's ever going to release at that point.
Yeah, they can tell me June 4th, 2027 all they want. I will not believe it until I'm sat in a theater on June 4th, 2027 watching this movie.
I was more saying we'll see about the Batman being 2027. I feel like that one has just as much, if not more, of a chance of getting pushed back because we haven't heard diddly squat about that movie.
Do you know what's crazy about the Batman, right? Discussing film, they like every interview that like Robert Pattinson does, it'll say like the most benign nothingness, and they'll tweet and it'll get like 100k likes. It'll just be like, we haven't started shooting yet, and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
People are just fucking fiendish Batman news, and nothing has arrived yet, which is quite worrying considering it's meant to be out in what, 2 years or just over.
The thing is, when did the Batman come out? Batman came out in 2022.
March
22. Yeah, so it's over 3 years ago now.
Let's think about it. Between Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi, what was that? 4 or 5 years? Between the 2 Avatar movies, it was 13 years or something. We get.
Yeah, but that's a bad example. Avatar's a bad example.
All right, Empire. Okay, between the Dark Knight and the Dark Knight Rises, that was what, 5 years? 4 years?
4 years.
Yeah, 4 years.
No, it's just the fact that we haven't heard like anything. I just want to hear something.
I think living in the moment makes it seem like such a longer time. Because like we were not, when the Dark Knight came out in 2008. We weren't like that crazy into film. We weren't like, oh shit, when's the next movie coming out? So we weren't even thinking.
I was banging Bergman at 10. Yeah,
I'm just saying, like I think about the Batman every single day. Every single day, I have the Batman in my mind. So it's like, damn, like I need 2027 to come now.
Yeah, that's fair. Spider-Man, brand new day. No home anymore.
Yeah, stupid.
Big steps. Big steps.
It should have been Brand New Home, and the movie should have been about Peter Parker retiring from Spider-Man and starting a family and buying a house.
And
that's it.
Mining for the rest of his
Yeah,
days. Maybe we could do like a Minecraft collab. That'd be really cool. The Beatles castings, which we kind of already knew, because I think originally a year ago, I checked my video on this a year ago, it was announced, but it was Charlie Rowe was George Harrison, and now it's Joseph Quinn. Oh my god, right. You know, the choice to do 4 different films releasing in the same year is fucking mental. Well, apparently same day. If it is the same day, that's insane.
This is what I think. News came out that they said they want the first bingeable theater experience,
which is a crazy thing.
I don't think this is going to be 4 feature-length films. I think it's going to be 4 45 minute
I think so too.
Just bunched together. It's going to be a limited series of 4 episodes that you binge in 3 hours at the theater. That's what I think it's going to be.
I agree. I think it might be like a thing where it's like each one's like an hour or like a bit less.
Yeah.
But then it's it's weird. They couldn't do it as separate releases. There's no. That would be the stupidest model for a release ever, to do same day 4. So because who the fuck is going to watch? All right, cool. You've seen the Paul McCartney one. Let's go see like Jordan Harrison.
Exactly. I think when you buy a ticket to one of them, you're going to all 4, and you're going to sit in that theater and watch 4 short films back to back to back to back. That's what I think.
Which is still weird.
Yeah. But it's
also the way they're marketing it is they're saying 4 feature films. Surely it's not 4 feature films.
It can't be.
That would be. Imagine they did 4 2-hour films in the same day.
Yeah,
that would be the craziest shit I've ever seen in my life.
But also, it's like, with all due respect, Paul McCartney's movie would make money. No one's watching Ringo's movie. Like, no one's going to watch.
John would make crazy money as well. Though.
John would make crazy money.
Ringo and George, yeah, I agree. Like,
George
it would make money, but it would be definitely like a big.
Yeah, it would be a massive drop off from Paul and John.
Also, the thing is, as well, what I would say. Yeah, no, you're definitely right, because I think just off name value alone, and also life as well, like John Lennon, like that will make money.
It's fucking John Lennon.
Yeah, and then obviously, like,
it's like the greatest songwriter.
You can't separate. It's like, I don't know, man. If they actually do feature films, that is the craziest shit I've ever seen in my life.
Okay, I have a question. If they do feature films, are you watching all 4 back to back to back to back? Are you spending 8 hours in a theater?
I mean, I love the Beatles, and I will still say no.
Yeah, I don't think I would.
I'll probably watch 2, and the 2 I will watch will be John and Paul. Like, realistically, you know?
Yeah, yeah. What do you think about the casting, though? Let's talk about that.
I don't like it.
Really?
I don't like it.
Here's my thing. Well, let me. I'm on both sides. Okay, I think they obviously just picked like the hot white boys of the month that are going to make a lot of money at the box office.
Yeah, for sure.
And they don't look that much like the Beatles.
Paul, however, actually, it's looking close. Paul's weird.
Actually, kind of does.
Yeah.
But however, this is the Beatles we're talking about. Like, this is one of the greatest bands ever, one of the best-selling artists ever, maybe the biggest band ever, right? I would rather them have 4 actors that we know can act, as opposed to finding 4 lookalikes that maybe we don't know about, and we don't know if they can act, and it makes me skeptical. And then, you go into a movie and they suck, but they look like the characters, and you're like, oh shit, but I would have rather them just pick people who can act.
I agree. I am leaning more on that now than I was. I'm kind of more in the middle than I was at the start. The only issue is, and I think it's difficult, it's also like the accent thing. Like, I think 2 of them just have proved they can't do Liverpudlian accents, which kind of worries me. But it's difficult because, you know what's funny as well? I don't know. I'm assuming they're going to be doing these films at the start of their careers, right? You'd have to assume. I know age is a thing where it's like you can make someone look younger, of course. Ringo was like 20. Barry looks mid-30s now.
I saw the funniest quote tweet where it was someone quote tweeted the picture of the Beatles and goes basically like, woke culture is so bad they got an Asian man here. And then someone quote tweeted that and goes, does this person think Barry Keoghan is Asian?
Keoghan is Asian.
And it cracked me up.
But like Barry Keoghan's like, so let's assume they're filming in the next like year or so, probably.
Yeah,
probably soon actually. Barry Keoghan, I think, is like 33 now, but he looks 33.
Yeah, he looks. 33.
If they're doing it at the start, like when the Beatles built, they were like 21 or 20. That's like a kind of worry for me as well.
I listen. I have the utmost confidence because I think I've seen it done successfully too many times. Like they made Austin Butler look very young, and then by the end of the movie, he looked like he aged a little bit. He just has a younger face.
Yeah,
but then you watch like Walk the Line with Joaquin Phoenix, and same thing. They make him look like a baby at the beginning of the movie, and he's a full-grown man at the end of the movie. Like I think I've just seen it. Like I have that confidence in a makeup department, just because, regardless of what I think of the quality of these biopics, maybe I think I've seen them do like the aging properly.
I think my complaint as well is not even. I just think it's kind of boring. That's the issue. I think the choices are boring. I know what you mean. Because you are getting people who can act. Like I really like all the guys there, absolutely. But I just think they are like it's like it's like a Twitter Reddit fan cast thing.
It's literally you're 100% correct. But again, I'd rather be sitting in a theater watching 4 actors I know can properly act.
Yeah.
Rather than like 4 actors that look like the Beatles but don't know how to act as well. Like I prefer them to prioritize the quality of acting over how well they look like these characters.
Yeah.
I keep saying characters as if the Beatles are fake. These people.
Yeah.
Has there ever been a biopic where they cast someone unknown? The only one I can think of is like Priscilla Presley, Kaylee Spaney.
I don't know. Let me show. I mean,
like
I guess
Jeremy Allen White's gonna be Bruce
I guess the Straight Outta Compton ones were like.
No, did you say Jeremy Allen White is unknown?
No, I'm saying that he's not unknown.
Oh yeah,
Straight Outta Compton. Yeah, but isn't that like still like Ice Cube's son? So it's like.
Yeah, a little bit.
Well, I mean, the guy who played like I remember I did a video on this, by the way. A lot of the guys in Straight Outta Compton, like the guy who played him was like really unknown at the time. There were some like unknown guys for sure.
I mean, that's the cast. What's sorry, my throat is killing me. The girl that was just in Black Bag, she played Amy Winehouse. What's her name?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Marissa
Bella, I think
yeah. She. I mean, now she. I mean, she might still be an unknown because.
Whatever, so that's a great reason to cast someone who's known because that movie. I mean, other than just no one needed an Amy Winehouse biopic in the way it did. But I think I can't name a single person I know who's seen that movie. So
yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
I could care less about these movies. Could care less about the Beatles. Have fun, everyone who's excited.
How do you not like the Beatles, Tyler?
I never said I don't like the Beatles. I said I could care less about the Beatles.
Cillian Murphy will return 28 years later trilogy. I think we already kind of knew that, to be honest, but it was confirmed anyway. Probably not in the, but I think it's in the first film. Mel Streep rumored to have been offered the role of Aslan in Greta Gerwig's Narnia. A
lot of people are upset about that because, like, Aslan is apparently the embodiment of Jesus in the Narnia movies. So people are saying the gender swapping of Jesus is not going over well.
Yeah, man, the castings for this are very unusual. Like, I wonder if Charlie XCX actually has a role in it. That'd be very odd.
Yeah, Greta Gerwig, I don't know what she's cooking, but
Coyote vs. Acme, Saved by Ketchup Man or Ketchup Entertainment Company.
Yeah,
bro, this got crazy like reactions online.
Can someone explain this to me?
So it was a film that got canned as like a tax write-off from like Warner Brothers by and then it was a while ago. This must have been a couple months ago, and everyone was like obviously hyped up for it because it's a huge thing, huge deal. And then Mr. Ketchup Man came in and was like, listen, I think he bid like 50 million. Well, not he, I don't know what I'm describing as he. Ketchup Entertainment bid like 50 million, and now they've kind of recouped it, and it's going to get a theatrical release and get a release and stuff. Essentially, yeah. But like I'm talking, George, I looked at this earlier, right? The tweet of Mr. Ketchup Man buying this on Discussing Film, it had like 260k likes on Discussing Film. It was one of the biggest ones they've ever had. People are like all over this shit. And it is cool. Like, it is a really, really cool thing because I think it's something that deserved a release in general. And fuck Warner Bros, you know? That's basically
yeah.
Okay.
Big deal. And finally, Zack Snyder to direct a UFC film.
Yeah, buddy. Who texted?
Crazy.
Who? Wait, Tyler, was it you or Cam that was basically like,
oh, the slow-mo?
Yeah, a 5-minute
Yeah,
round is going to be 37 minutes with the amount of slow-mo.
I'm not wrong.
No, you're not.
There's gonna be a punch and the sweat will fly off someone's face, and it's gonna be the slowest sweat flying you've ever seen in your life.
And I'm gonna gas that up so aggressively.
Yeah, and then you're gonna in the same breath say Challenger slow-mo is bad.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you thought that was bad for tennis, you just wait to see this fighting will be the slowest fight ever.
Well, this might be my, like George's challenges when he watches tennis. This might be like my thing when I watch this film. Fuck Dana White, just getting out there. But
do we know? We don't know what the movie's about, right?
Yeah, it wasn't just like UFC and that's it. But is it about like a UFC fighter? Is it about?
I think it's about like just a guy who, like not a real fighter, like enters the UFC and eventually becomes champion and probably has like a really big underdog story. We haven't seen that in sport.
So like Rocky for UFC.
Rocky, yeah, that's what my assumption is.
Oh my god, who better to direct it than the GOAT, man? Oh my goodness. Than the GOAT.
But yeah, cool. That's kind of it for the news this week. Did I miss anything? Can you guys think of anything else? Because I had to scroll like a while.
I think that was the big. I think everyone was also like excited for any Aang news about the new Avatar movie.
Oh yeah, that the name and it was named something.
Yeah, we didn't get it. We wanted footage. That's what I was gonna say. Like we wanted a trailer or something, but we didn't get anything.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Avatar. There was some cool shit that came out. I forgot to know. There was some really cool shit that came out about Avatar. Fire and Ash.
I'm sad
most of the stuff at CinemaCon was like, just saw some footage. It was cool. All right, cool. Can we see any of it? No.
It's a weird one because like the purpose of CinemaCon is for like theater executives and like people in the industry. So it's like I don't know when. I mean, obviously, I'm sure it's been forever. We just haven't been in the quote unquote industry long enough. But I'm sure more so now than they used to. They invite like people that are just like people who talk film, like discussing film, or people who are like in the critics world, where it's like that's just not what it's for. Yeah. So it's like it's I don't know. I remember this happening last year too, which we saw it with some stuff, maybe a little less this year. I think Superman got this treatment this year, but I saw it a ton last year. People were like, "Oh, like what they showed was so underwhelming and like not exciting for the movie." It's like, but the purpose is like to show theaters like this is what it's going to be like. This is how you should be promoting the movie. This is like what like you should package it with, and like it's like
it's
not for like fans of these. Like this is not Comic-Con. This is not where a diehard fan of the John Wick franchise should go to learn more about John Wick. This is for like theaters to get an understanding of like what's going to be coming. So it's like
an
odd one.
Like we saw like the Disney slate, which looks fucking horrific.
Yeah, and the thing is too, a lot of people comment about the slate and be like, "Oh, it's all sequels." It's like, what would you get out of someone like showing a slate, being like, "Look, like this year, After Sun." And like all these like original, it's like that would mean nothing. You'd be like, "What?" I don't. So obviously, if you're gonna have a graphic of like what's to come, you're only gonna do stuff people know, because like obviously all those companies are gonna have like original stuff. Barely any, and I agree we should get more originals, but like no one's gonna have a slate saying like coming this year like Hereditary, After Sun, Midsommar. Like it's like what you'd be like, okay, like these are all just words on a page. Like what does this mean? I don't know what this is.
Still shit though.
No, for sure.
It's kind of it. We'll move on to our what we were going to do last week, but our episode was long last week. Q&A. We've got a Q&A plan for this week. Tyler, have you got the questions?
Yes, we are long overdue for our Q&A. So if you want to ask us questions for us to answer, go to become a patron. It's the lowest tier, the very entry level tier, which means every single tier, any tier of Patreon will be able to ask us questions. You also get to join our Discord, all kinds of other great stuff. Let's see. Thank you for being a patron. We'll get that banner up here. So thank you to all these people who are going to ask these questions. So let's go ahead and dive into these things. Devin Lindala asks, which director, if you had to pick one, do you think has worked with the best lineup of actors across their filmography? I think Michael Mann would be a good one to throw out there. Because obviously you have De Niro and Pacino, Kilmer, rest in peace. He has Colin Farrell. He has Adam Driver. James Caan.
Russell Crowe. Tom Cruise.
Tom Cruise. Yeah,
Jamie
Michael
Foxx.
Mann might be the guy.
Bro, mate, Jamie Foxx. Michael Mann is the man.
Shailene Woodley.
Yeah.
Penelope Cruz.
Did you say Adam Driver? I think you did.
I did, yeah.
Okay. He also has
what if I threw out the Russo brothers?
Then go fuck yourself.
I mean, come on. Downey Jr., Ruffalo, Hemsworth, Johansson, Josh Brolin, Paul Rudd, Cumberbatch.
Oh, sorry, I'm confused.
Tilda Swinton, Zoe Saldana.
Did you mention Chris Hemsworth and Colin Farrell, Tyler?
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Did you mention Daniel Day-Lewis?
Wait, which Michael Mann film is he in?
Last of the Mohicans.
Michael.
It's got to be Michael. I've just especially when you consider there's not that many films. Like every film has like an all-time guy in it.
Yeah, it's got to be Mann. And then Heat 2 is obviously going to have an insane cast too, so it's just going to further add to it with some more modern actors. So
yeah, well, just to give him a shout.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people.
So Michael Mann's the guy. Let's see.
Christian Bale. Sorry,
which one was he in?
He's in Public Enemies with Johnny Depp. The one about the horses.
Damn. Yeah. Okay.
It's actually crazy. Like, yeah, that was a crazy pull, Tyler. Crazy pull.
Let's see. Let's go with Nick Baker asks, how do you go on about what movies you're going to watch each week? Like, do you guys have any plans, or you just throw on whatever? Do you follow your watch list? Do you not follow your watch list?
I used to try and randomize. I've stopped doing that. I mostly just if I watch a film from a director I like, I'll probably just watch a few of theirs in a row. That's kind of the length of my planning, or rewatch. That's kind of it, to be honest. Now,
yeah, I used to just go to my watch list and hit shuffle, and whatever came out on top, I'd watch. But I mean, recently it's kind of just whatever I'm in the mood for. It's been very mood based recently, like recently I haven't been too into watching movies, if I'm being honest. So I've just kind of been throwing on like easy Avengers watches. I don't know.
Big news for you, George.
Oh God, don't tell me.
Cam just logged into the Spider-Verse. He's dropped his score.
Into the Spider-Verse?
He dropped it from 100 to a 99. What could have possibly?
No, he's done that. That's been with a thing.
Really?
Has it?
No,
why did he drop it?
No, he had it at 100 though.
At one point he absolutely had it at 100.
I don't know what could make him drop it by a single 1 percentile. I don't really understand.
Interesting. Should I call him?
Did he only want one Spider-Verse and his coveted 100? Is Cam like low-key Tarantino with his 100 out of 100?
Yeah, I think he is. Yeah, I think he is.
Cam Walsh, he's just like, I can only have 10 in my 100 out of 100s. And so if you dropped that one, I mean, by definition, I think you'd have to elevate something else, or maybe you just wanted to leave it open. Maybe he's about to go see the Minecraft movies. Like, just in case. just got to save room.
Yeah.
Dean Conamenidis asks, or wait, no, sorry, wrong person. I skipped around. I just scrolled on accident. Caleb Jeter asks, what's a movie you would like to watch in the Sphere in Vegas? So I'm sure you guys have seen videos of the Sphere. It's like fully like you're just surrounded by a screen on every angle. So basically, what's the most like immersive film experience you would want to be in terms of a visual?
I'm going to be really boring and say like Barry Lyndon or
just
Lord
like
of the Rings.
Pretty looking film. I'm trying to, I don't know what, I feel like a first person movie would be pretty cool to see. It's like, I don't know what for, like Hardcore Henry.
That slasher that came out. What was that slasher called?
Oh, no. And A Violent Nature is third person. If you're thinking about that one.
Oh, yeah.
It
It was
behind the guy's head.
Yeah, of course.
Presence might be cool.
Stop.
I knew George would hate that, but I think it would be pretty cool in the Sphere.
You would
the Minecraft movie would be kind of crazy. Stop. It'd be somewhat obvious, like if you were going to watch one film,
like I don't want to be cliche, but like Blade Runner 24, like I'm thinking of just the best looking movies ever, like Blade Runner 2049.
The Way of Water.
Yeah, like one of the Avatar movies, maybe. Like honestly, like even John Wick 4. I think.
Okay, I'm going to change the question for you guys. I'm going to say a film that you haven't seen, that you have to watch for the first time. Though.
Ooh, Barry Lyndon.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. I'll say. War and Peace. I'll say War and Peace. That's amazing. Tyler.
Isn't that like 12 hours long?
It's like 8 hours long, so I'd be there for a while.
I guess if
we'll
you're
be
traveling all the way to
there.
Vegas, you got to make it worth it. So
Yeah, exactly. I'll watch a
and
mini
it'll keep
series.
you out of keep us all out of the casinos because we're just locked in. I don't know. I'm just looking at my watch list, which I only have like 12 films on. I'll say Battle Royale.
Battle Royale.
Yeah.
That's an interesting one.
That's
Sure.
okay.
I don't know.
That's
yeah.
Fortnite IRL.
True.
Fortnite movie. Whenever I
Imagine
think about
playing fun on that screen. That would go.
it.
Bro, you know what would be sick? You know, I was just thinking about this the other day, actually. I would love a Fortnite movie one day, and I think we've talked about this on the pod, but I would like an R-rated Fortnite movie. Like, not something that panders to children, something that panders to 30-year-old men. Like,
That'll never happen.
I know,
ever,
but
in history, ever.
bro, I mean, just
Unfortunately.
think about it though, bro. You cast who do you cast? You cast a Paul Mescal. You get Zack Snyder to direct, and you watch the box office explode, bro.
Okay, brilliant.
Like, that shit would go
Okay.
crazy.
Stefan Nieberg asks, "What's a movie you've only seen once but constantly think about?" I've answered this before, but the worst person in the world for me, I always think about. Only seen once. How about you two? What's a movie you only seen one time but you think about a lot?
That's a great question.
I would say it's got to be one of my 5 stars I've only seen once.
Yeah, more recently, Cool Hands Luke. I've been thinking about that movie a lot, and I just watched it for the first time.
When did you watch Cool Hand Luke? I didn't even know you saw that.
Yeah, maybe 3 weeks ago, maybe.
Good film. Hot take.
Scorsese's After Hours. Same thing. I just watched it after the first time at the beginning of this year. I think about that all the time.
I'll say, man, I rewatch a lot of my 5 star. Amadeus, I've still not watched again. I'll say Amadeus. I think Amadeus quite a lot.
Good pull.
Oh, Do the Right Thing. I've only seen once. I think about that all the time. Certain sequences.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Pass through my head. Great film.
Christopher Engel asks, "If you watch a movie after midnight, which day would you log it as?"
Say that again. No, the day before.
No, if you start the movie after midnight, you start the movie at 12:30 and you still do the day before.
Oh, no, then that day.
But if you start a movie at 11 and it ends at 1 a.m., you would say that when you started the movie is when you log it.
Yeah,
I wouldn't do that though. Would you guys make an effort to change it then? Would you change the date on it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I know. I would just leave it as whatever.
Oh no, yeah. Last night, I started Endgame and I didn't finish it until after midnight because I paused it a couple times.
So you went on it.
I changed
the date.
Yeah, I logged it. Yeah.
Ohad asks, "What's the top 3 favorite physical media you own?" So your top 3 favorite discs you own.
I have.
Yeah, I'm trying to stare at mine right
I'm gonna see if I'm gonna go look.
My good ones are downstairs.
I'm gonna go look.
I've got a really cool bird.
Hold on. Oh, I'm gonna grab my 3. Hold on, I'm still here. I'm still listening.
Oh fuck, man. Most of my good ones are downstairs. If anyone's listening, I would say I love my Bergman set. I've got 3 of the Bergman volumes. I've got a really cool Signs and Unbreakable steel books. I love them. I got a really cool Jaws and No Control Men steel books. They're really, really great. Oh, I've got War and Peace, the Criterion. Lost Highway, the Criterion, because I love the special features in that, and I also just rewatch it all the time, so that works. The Before trilogy Criterion set is amazing. I love the Before trilogy Criterion set. That's what you're getting.
Okay, I'm back.
Eraserhead Criterion. I've just been yapping, by the way. I've just said 10 things.
No, I've been hearing it. Okay,
George, show and tell.
All right, I pulled out 3. Here we go. Where can I set my mic down? Okay, the first one is this lighthouse thing. Oh, sorry. It's the lighthouse.
I've got the Witch one of them. I've got the Witch version of that.
They came out. It's it's a literal book, right? And it has storyboard, drawing arts, right?
Yeah,
It's
cool.
It's super fucking cool. Sorry, let me put this back in real quick. Okay, the second one. I mean, this one's kind of cliche. I feel like a lot of people have this. It's just the Before trilogy.
I just said that one. The Criterion set is so fucking good, man. It's so
I love all 3 of these arts right here.
So cool.
They're so beautiful.
Yeah.
They're so beautiful. And then my third one, I have a lot of steel books as well. I used to love
Same.
collecting steel books. But the first steel book I ever got, I didn't get myself. It's my dad's, and it's the steel book for Lord of the Rings, The Fellowship of the Ring, which is very cool.
Love this stuff.
So yeah, those are 3 that I love.
My 3, I'll go. So I haven't seen this movie, but I got the Mummy Steelbook, a limited edition Mummy Steelbook.
That's
pretty
cute.
nice.
Oh,
Just got this in the mail. Also haven't seen this. The Tommy Boy Steelbook.
I don't even know what it is. That's a nice steelbook. I don't know what it is though.
And then this 4K re-release of Pulp Fiction, which when you open it, it's a pop-up.
Yo, that's crazy.
They're dancing.
I've seen that. I did get this recently, actually, which reminds me of Pulp Fiction. Here, I'll show you this. Actually. I got this like Reservoir Dogs steelbook recently.
Yeah, that one's great. The slipcover's unreal.
And I got this recently as well, fairly recently. I got a Texas Chainsaw Massacre steelbook.
That's sick.
And then an Apocalypse Now steelbook as well.
Also sick.
Cool. Yeah.
Awesome. Always fun doing some show and tell. Those are great pulls. Let's see. Off the top of your head, what would your Mount Rushmore of favorite movie characters of all time be? And this is from Spider Fan 123.
Samwise Gamgee number 1. Man, that is fucked. Samwise Gamgee number 1. Let me take all time. I gotta take Barry Lyndon. I have to. As one of the ones. Man, that's really hard to think of back at the top of your mind, because I'm trying to take like one from just per franchise, because I could say like 4 Lord of the Rings characters, that's kind of boring. Samwise Gamgee. Oh, okay. Mark from Peep Show, shout out. Samwise Gamgee, Barry Lyndon. One more. Oh, Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man. There you go.
Nice.
That's my 4.
George, who's your 4?
Dude, this is an impossible question. A couple that just came off like immediately to my head. Bruce Wayne, obviously. Marty McFly came to my mind
Bruce
very
Wayne,
quickly.
George?
Just all of them, every single one.
No.
Nope. Give us one.
I said Tobey Maguire. You have to say a Bruce.
All right, fine. I'll say Christian Bale.
Wrong. Thank you.
No, if we're talking Bruce Wayne, I'm still taking.
Oh, okay. Yeah, fair.
Yeah.
Well, actually, you could say Bruce Wayne. What's his name? Rest in peace.
Val
Kilmer.
No, actually. What's his name?
What? Adam West?
No, Conroy.
Oh, Kevin Conroy.
Conroy. Yeah, if talking Bruce Wayne, you know what I mean?
Yeah, facts. He's a goat. Damn. Maybe I'll take like Sam Witwicky from Transformers. He's a good goat. Oh, Captain Jack Sparrow. He's sick.
Yeah, that's cool.
Damn, man, this is a tough question.
You got to pick like I would have thought you'd pick like Miles.
I don't know. I could easily pick 4 superhero characters. I could easily pick John Wick and Furiosa and Max.
John Wick's a cool pick.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't have a Mount Rushmore unless the Mount Rushmore is 18 faces deep.
Okay, I'm picking for you, John Wick. There you go. That's your call.
I'm trying to think of an actual Mount Rushmore, and the fact that like whose like head do I want carved in rock? So one, Paul Hunnam from The Holdovers. It's a good head to have up in there with the
he would
cockeyed
eyes.
eyes.
Yeah,
that would be funny.
Yeah,
and then I'll go
Jesse Eisenberg's Mark Zuckerberg.
Yeah, I was low-key thinking about that. Yeah. After that, I don't know. We'll go Javier Bardem from No Country for Old Men. We will go with. Hold on. Let me see what the correct name is. I will go with. Wait, why is he not? I'll go juror number 8 from 12 Angry Men, which is Henry Fonda.
Henry Fonda's. So he couldn't be another.
And then I'll go with the concession stand worker from Trap, who helps the butcher. I'll just get those 4. Random collection.
He's got a good head for it. I agree. That's a good one.
This one's tough. So Luke Durhog asks: start, bench, cut. Michael Mann, Martin Scorsese, Brian De Palma.
Fuck you, man. That's
Oh.
fucked.
Well,
That's like my 3 favorite guys.
I think I'm starting for sure Scorsese. I think I'm benching Mann and cutting De Palma.
If I'm thinking about this logically in terms of my ratings, De Palma and Mann are very close, but I would probably have to say start Scorsese. That's 100%. That's like my formative filmmaker. Probably my favorite still today working. Oh, subbing Mann, cutting De Palma. That's
I agree. So we all have the same ones, but it is like tough. But I feel like that is the way that they should fall. I think they're all super close to me, but again, I would go with the same exact one. Start Scorsese, but not big of a gap between him and Mann for me personally, because I'm just not as big on Scorsese as everyone else. Even though I mean, we're talking about 3 go-to. So when I say I'm not as high, it means I think he's amazing, not incredible, amazing. So it's like, what are we really doing here? Splitting hairs. But De Palma for me, I just haven't seen enough to be able to put him over Mann or Scorsese without feeling a little wrong about it. But 3 greats. Feel like I'm in. I don't know. They all kind of do similar work, but Mann and Scorsese, I feel like I'm in a similar mood when I want to watch one of theirs. De Palma, a little different, a little more, little different there, but I don't know. Great 3. So it's tough to really split, but that's where we would all go. I guess we all agree. All right, we have 2 more questions. So Ace asks, what takes the cake for the weirdest film you've ever seen? So if someone said, what's the weirdest movie you've ever seen at the water cooler?
Bro, The Cat in the Hat is fucking crazy, by the way. So that would actually be up there.
First one comes to your mind? Okay.
I don't know. Maybe
Weird.
like movie. Yeah, this is a what
I
are we
saw a film
constituting
called,
weird?
Come up with your own
film
definition.
called 964 Pinocchio, which is I always recommend to the Discord. That's like genuinely, it's like this like cyberpunk Japanese film from the 90s. There is a 15-minute sequence of someone just throwing up. It's like
That's gross,
fucking disgusting. That's crazy. That would 100% be mine, I think, for sure.
I mean, I'll go like the more like comedy route maybe, and throw out like movie 43. Like that's a weird fucking movie.
Movie 43 with every actor ever.
Yeah, every actor ever. Hugh Jackman got a nutsack on his neck.
Is that what that's from? I forgot what that.
Yeah,
that's funny.
This is a tough one. I don't know. Like it depends on like how I approach the word weird, I guess. Like
I was thinking weird as in like made me feel really uncomfortable.
Yeah, I get that. I don't know. Like is Beau is Afraid a stupid pull? Like that's a weird fucking movie.
I don't think so. You have a penis monster in an attic. I think that constitutes as weird.
I forgot. I forgot about that actually. I don't know, man. Swiss Army Man is a little fucked.
No, that's a great one too. That's a pretty weird movie.
I don't know.
Titan's up there. I'm thinking about weird in the sense of like if I showed someone, they'd be like, "What the fuck are you recommending me?" Right
yeah,
now?
That's fair.
Yeah, I mean,
any Gaspar Noé film like Enter the Void is fucked. Yeah, Climax is fucked.
Any Cronenberg, really, the father or son, like you could go.
Any Lars von Trier, really, like you're talking like the Nymphomaniac films, they're fucked. Cronenberg is a good shout, yeah.
But also, like I
964 Pinocchio is my pick.
Like Eraserhead, that's fucked.
Yeah, for sure. Eraserhead. Yeah, bro, I literally went to cinema and watched it with Anna, and she was like, "This is the worst film I've ever seen."
Seth,
like,
what if I took that last question, start, bench, cut, but I gave you Lynch, Mann, and De Palma instead of Scorsese?
Start Lynch, bench Mann.
Same thing. Okay, I figured you were going to start Lynch too, but I didn't know if that changed your answer at all. Okay,
a little bit closer. I'd say. A bit closer.
Final question from Samuel Rosen. Which film fills you with the most rage when you think about it? I think that's interesting too, because this is similar to the weirdest film question where it's like, you have to set your own definition. Is it rage because it was a disappointment? Is it rage because it was so good, but makes you think about a tough topic and makes you mad thinking about it?
I've got one in my head straight away when it comes to like rage. I've spoken about these films before, but I hate them with a passion. That's the I Spit on Your Grave series. Like they are like rape revenge films, but in the context of like they are genuinely like voyeuristic towards like violence. It's fuck. They're like horrific in every way. That's what when I think of rage, I hate them so much, and I think they're horrific films. Or like Birth of a Nation, you know what I mean? Like that's kind of rage, but it's like in a different way, Jack and Jill. Slightly different context, but shit, fucking annoying. Knock Knock. Old Boy. That's a good way to go around it, like remakes of your favorite films. Old Boy, Spike Lee. That was with rage.
Damn, that's a good question. I mean, last year, Joker 2 is definitely something that like pisses me off a lot.
Bohemian Rhapsody for me, actually, maybe.
Cronenberg's The Shrouds will always piss me off, but I think I've just like I think I've simmered on that rage a little more as time has gone on.
Last Airbender pisses you off.
Last Airbender pisses me off. Deadpool and Wolverine pisses me off.
I was really mad leaving the theater at 65.
Oh, Tyler's unfiltered rage for 65.
Yeah, I was so mad.
Weird one. The last two Pirates of the Caribbeans, just after the three, really fucking annoyed me.
That's a good pull.
I was pretty mad leaving the theater for Amsterdam too because there was just so much talent that was just wasted.
I was just sleepy.
And that movie was long as hell.
It was so long. It was the longest film ever made, honestly. I would say they're my picks.
Yeah, I'd go with those three: Deadpool, Wolverine, Joker 2, and The Shrouds. All last year, all 2024 sucks, man.
Yeah.
Well, that's it for the Q&A. So if we don't have anything else on the rundown, do you guys want to do our tier list just until we get to the 2 hour mark, just so we can do 15 more minutes for a tier list?
People
love a little more work in this. I made an executive decision off screen, but I wanted to get out in front of it. I think we're going to need a D tier. I think there's going to be a huge gap between season S with so many. I was just like looking at all these ahead. I'm like, we need a differentiation between C and D.
I think you're right.
So to start, so we're going to go until we're at 2 hours. To start, let's first look back at the C and F tier right now. And do any of them need to be moved to the D tier?
I think John Boyega and Anthony Mackie, I think, could be in a D tier.
I disagree.
Wow, Anthony Mackie, no.
I think John Boyega and Anthony Mackie are the people I would leave.
Really? Yeah. Again, it's so hard with comedy actors. Like,
Chris Rock's the one I like the least out of these comedy actors. But
I think Chris Rock. To be honest, I think all of those people fit perfectly in C for me.
Yeah, but does Vin deserve D?
Then
no,
Vin put a D.
He's so bad. He's so fucking shit.
Vin deserves F. There's people coming up that deserve D.
Vin deserves not real. TV not real.
Like Daniel Day-Lewis is the D tier, the double D Danny. But no, I think we will need the D coming up. But I think I'm fine with the C's and F's personally. And George is overruled on Vin.
George loves Vin Diesel.
I don't love Vin Diesel. He's just not an F tier actor, man.
He's so bad every time.
He's not on the Kevin Hart level of bad.
I don't know. Like, at least Kevin Hart knows what he does. You know, that's the thing. Vin Diesel
let's continue. We have Bryan Cranston up next.
I think.
Best work is on TV, obviously.
TV's not real. TV's not real, but you can't.
But he's in Drive. He's in Godzilla.
But I would say, and you
nominated for Trumbo.
You guys will agree with me on this. Like, his performance as Walter White is genuinely one of the best of the century. Like, it has to be considered.
Yeah, that's so tough because if we don't put him in TV as not real, he can't go any higher than C. So it's like,
what?
That's disrespectful. His movie stuff sucks. So I'm saying,
okay, if it's just movies,
that's what I'm saying. Okay, so it's like, if we only want to do TV is not real, I'm fine. But it's
as an actor, right? No one could have done Walter. That performance.
No, that's S tier. S tier for him.
Performance. Like,
but everything else he's done movie wise is like ass. So like,
you're right.
Yeah, I mean, let's just put him in TV is not real.
Yeah, put him in TV is not real, just to not be disrespectful.
Yeah, because otherwise we're
Breaking Bad performance S without fucking fail.
So we all know, just so everyone listening, we clearly just named several, and we know there's plenty more that he's in movies. But like his biggest thing is Breaking Bad, which is like S tier.
And Malcolm
but it would be disrespectful because if we just did movies, like it's like C is the highest, and I would maybe even argue D because I don't think he's ever done anything great in a movie. This guy though has Christoph Waltz.
His filmography is shit. It's really fucking bad. Bro,
yeah,
George.
Tarantino saved his career.
I need you to look at his filmography outside of the two, maybe three main ones.
It's not even two, but okay. Outside of Tarantino, what has he been in? French Dispatch,
Big Eyes with Tim Burton,
Del Toro's Pinocchio.
Voice acting isn't real.
I mean, come on,
George. Seriously, get it up on your phone now.
Fantastic performances as Bond villain in Spectre and No Time to Die.
I would say
After that,
I think is that he's proved that in Django and Inglourious he's obviously amazing. I think he's B. I don't think he can go A.
Yeah, no. I was going to argue. I wasn't going to argue A.
But his filmography.
Oh,
is bad,
okay. I thought you were about to argue C or D.
And people comment to this. I'm not saying his filmography is what we're rating him, but I mean, he hasn't got that many standout performances.
It is a crazy drop off.
He hasn't got that many standout performances outside of the obvious ones that I've seen anyway, I would say.
So what were you guys saying for him?
It's got to be B. I think he's a very, very talented actor, of course. Like he's
tough.
Got 2 Oscars.
Yeah, but
he's got the same number of Oscars as DiCaprio and Christian Bale combined.
Yeah, but fuck Oscars. But I agree. Like those 2 performances are like amazing, especially Inglourious.
We need a supporting actor. Oscars aren't real. No, B tier is good. It's so heavy with a couple performances where some of these other guys never reached the height of Christoph Waltz, but have done very good work in a dozen plus movies.
I agree.
I'm gonna say C.
I think
he can't go higher than C.
He cannot go higher than C.
Shout out Brendan Fraser.
Yeah,
love the redemption story. Amazing. Yes. Apparently the nicest guy. I don't love his answer.
Can't put him above C.
Channing Tatum. What tier is he about to make a name for himself?
Weirdly,
dude,
I don't think he's bad by any means. But it's
he's great at what he's been doing. Like he's an awesome comedic actor. But like, are we putting him higher than?
Is he D then? Is this our first D? I think because he's definitely level above Kevin Hart and Vin Diesel for me.
For sure.
But I would put him above John Boyega and Anthony Mackie and Tom Holland.
I think John Boyega's had better performance. I think Tom Holland has probably had a better performance as well.
I don't know. I think I would put him above everyone in C right now.
You think you put Channing Tatum in B?
Yeah. No. I wouldn't put him in B.
I think he's in C. I would
go D, but if you want to go C, that's fine.
Yeah. I would prefer him to everyone.
He was pretty good in Blink Twice, which I thought was shit. He was pretty good.
Dylan O'Brien.
I don't.
D.
He's been in the Maze Runner.
Yeah, that'll be our first D.
Teen that Wolf is probably his most famous thing, but that's TV.
He was in Saturday Night, wasn't he? That's a D. I think
D's fine. He was in
Love and Monsters.
Yeah, he's a D. Yeah, he's a D. Yeah.
People will be pissed off by that. I think.
Oh, I need Cam for the next one, man. Fuck, man.
Ruffalo.
I think A.
No, I can't have an A.
Can I just try? Can I just like you guys better shut the fuck up? I say, hold on.
Yeah, go for it.
In terms, just hear me out. Just hear me out, right? In terms of performances, right?
Yeah,
I think he has had many. Like I'm talking Poor Things. I think he was amazing. Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. Shutter Island, Mickey 17, I really liked. I know people didn't, but I loved him in it. Spotlight, he's great. Collateral is that kind of detective. He's great. I think Mark Ruffalo has consistently been a very, very high tier supporting guy, like incredibly high tier.
I don't love Mark
Ruffalo.
Foxcatcher is great as well.
That's my thing. Is like I would put Mark Ruffalo on A, but I would not put him above. Actually, that's a lie. I think I would put him above everyone in B. So,
yes,
yeah.
I mean, if you guys want, I'm not saying because I'm overruled. But I think Edward Norton's clearly better. Mark Ruffalo has never been better than either the Christoph Waltz performances. But
he has way more good performances than Christoph Waltz.
True, but
I don't know how are we rating consistency though? Like, does consistency warrant A?
I'm not going off. I know you guys don't, which is fine. I like genuinely think he's like Poor Things. One of my favorite performances of the decade. Zodiac, I think he's like incredible in. It's not me going off consistency. I'm just saying for me, he has like a large volume of not only good performances but great performances. In my eyes.
Fine with A because I'm not passionate enough about any of these B's to be above him.
But and also, Mark Ruffalo is fucking such a cool guy, man.
He's like miles worse than anyone in A, though. To me,
no,
it's not close. Except Nick Cage. Timothy Chalamet bodies him.
Nick Cage,
Adam Driver bodies him.
Chill.
Pitt bodies him. Damon. All of these guys.
I'm going to say Mark Ruffalo is a better actor than Michael Caine. To be honest,
it's hard to compare people from such different eras.
Yeah, I don't think I've watched.
If we're comparing supporting guys, I'm not. I think Mark Ruffalo is A. I think he's better than the ones in B.
Yeah, he's just never been a lead guy. But
Edward Norton's like an amazing guy, but I do think
that's the only thing that makes it. which I guess is fine because there's some people in B that fit that like Christoph Waltz, but Mark Ruffalo's never been a lead. So
No, but I think he's like,
Yeah.
by definition, can't be better than any of these guys in A.
I think he's, yeah, I agree.
He's never led a film.
Has he never led a film?
Never led a film.
Really?
No, he hasn't. He led Dark Waters, which is the one where.
So he's
Todd
never
Haynes
led a
was
film.
on.
Okay, yeah. Don't.
Oh,
don't
Dark
talk
Waters is meant to be like amazing. What do you mean?
What movie is Dark Waters?
That's Todd Haynes. He's got like a 3.9. It's meant. I haven't seen it, but like people love. That's meant to be the best performance.
Todd Haynes is not a very good filmmaker,
Oh,
so that's not a.
Amazing.
That's not a good.
no, Dark Waters is actually meant to be like really, really good. He's meant
No,
to
he
be-
led.
It's got
he-
good ratings, but it's
He led The Kids Are All Right. He led The Kids Are All Right.
I don't know what that is.
The one with Julianne Moore. I'm fine with that.
Couldn't you say he led Spotlight?
That's an
Nah.
ensemble cast.
He was
Yeah.
nominated.
I think
for
of Michael
supporting.
Keaton.
He's
as the
amazing in
leading-
Spotlight, though.
Michael Keaton leads Spotlight.
Yeah,
He's amazing in Spotlight. I think A.
Yeah, I'm fine with A. I'm fine with
I'm
A.
fine with that. I'm fine with that. I mean,
Oh.
D. That might be a D.
No. Eddie Murphy's a good actor. Like
He's the highest he can go, though.
yeah, but I don't think he's D. I think he's.
I don't think his filmography is.
I know we're not ranking the tiers, but I think he's
I-
the
I-
highest of C in my opinion.
No.
Eddie Murphy, like, it's you have to like look past his shit, which is hard because he has a fucking lot of shit. But
Well,
he actually is like
Yeah,
he
look
is.
at Norbit.
Trading
Yeah,
Places.
You know when you watch like Beverly Hills
Dolomite,
Cop, right? the
Also, like
original-
I don't
he's
like Coming
good.
to America. I
hate
don't
those
like
movies.
Beverly Hills Cop. He's a good actor. Like he was like one of the first to be that kind of comedic presence, and he was so fucking good at it as well.
His filmography is just not impressing me right now at all.
Yeah,
He was in
yeah.
Shrek, bro. You think,
I
Brendan
I-
Fraser could do Donkey? I think not.
Voice acting's not
I
real.
mean, he did a whale.
I think I'm not arguing above C anyway, but I don't think he's D. I think he has. If you're talking like Chris Tucker, when there's no way he's not on the same level as Chris Tucker.
I
Which is
would.
fair, but
I mean, Eddie Murphy does not have a Rush Hour.
He has a Beverly Hills Cop, which is like identical.
I don't know, man. I would put Eddie Murphy in D.
How can you put Eddie Murphy lower than Chris Rock and Chris Tucker when like it's such a same, like they came from the same era, maybe a bit later, Chris Rock, very
I
much
don't
same
know.
comedic style.
Because the other two have more memorable performances.
Like what? Chris Rock? Chris Tucker, Chris Tucker.
Yeah.
One. Like it's like let me see, Rush Hour and then like what else has he really been great in? I don't think you can have Chris Tucker and Eddie Murphy on a separate category.
Come on. Eddie Murphy doesn't have a Friday.
Bro, but what I'm saying is right.
Look at this filmography in front of you. This
No,
is
but
horrifying.
right. So Beverly Hills Cop, right? That's like his Rush Hour. Like I like Rush Hour. I also like Beverly Hills Cop. I think he's great in them, right? I think that Eddie Murphy, as a comedic style and an early actor, life is really good with Martin Lawrence as well. He has to be the same level as Chris Tucker and Chris Rock. I don't know how you can separate those people.
I don't know. Chris Tucker has like The Fifth Element. He's got Air. He's got Jackie Brown. Like,
What about Chris Rock?
Chris Tucker has good movies and good performances.
What about Chris? How can you separate them though? Like, what about Chris Rock?
I'm telling you how. Look at this filmography in front of you.
Yeah, but we're not going off filmography. We're going off like acting ability. Like,
You're gonna tell me
ability.
he's. I don't know. I've never found Eddie Murphy to be overly funny.
I think he's one of the greatest stand-up comedians of all time. But I don't think that translates.
I think
to
he's a
acting.
very, but as a comedic actor,
absolutely.
as a comedic actor, I think he's like up there with the very best to ever do it. I think his filmography's a bit shit now, obviously.
But again, if we're going back to our tier list, Tyler, can you back to the tier list real quick? Like Chris Rock for me would be on D. So would John Boyega. Like I'm not saying
I think you're being harsh on John Boyega. I think as an actor, I think John Boyega's actually good.
I don't know. He hasn't done anything to prove that.
I think John Boyega's I think as an actor, John Boyega's actually like good.
Like I think that C and D tiers get a little mixed up because I think there's Anthony Mackie should not be on the same tier as like a Channing Tatum or a Brendan
Anthony
Fraser.
Mackie is the best on the C tier. What are you talking about?
I don't know.
Nah, bro, you're
I like Anthony Mackie. I'm just saying, like
I think Anthony Mackie's like the best one in that tier.
I don't know.
That's what I'm saying.
You're gonna tell me that Chris Rock and Anthony Mackie are only one tier lower than Tom Hanks and Kurt Russell and Christoph Waltz and Adam Sandler?
We can't do that because it's hard. Anthony Mackie's not a bad actor at all. I think Anthony Mackie's like good for the most part.
He's fine.
Anthony Mackie's in like a lot of like good. The issue is I think we're conflating filmography. Like I think Eddie Murphy is like a talented actor. And that's what we have to look at.
Yeah, maybe it's just me. Maybe Eddie Murphy just hasn't done anything that's like stuck with me. But again, I think I'm being a little stingy on my C tier. I don't think that C tier should be as wide as it is right now. Like if it me,
but I
me
think all those people in C tier are good though.
They're good. Yeah, I don't know. Again, maybe I'm just looking at tier lists incorrectly right now.
This is like Eddie Murphy. He was like the OG of like that era of
He's the
charismatic. Silly comedy. He was so good at it.
All right, so throw him and see.
We'll do two more people. So we got two Chris, we'll do the three Chris's. Christopher Walken, Chris Pratt, Chris Hemsworth.
Chris Walken.
Chris Walken's tough.
I think there's an argument for A, but there's also an argument for B. It is not any lower than B, obviously, or any higher than A. That's just granted. It's A or B, of course it is.
Walken?
Yeah, Walken's actually got a lot of great roles from like the 80s where he like a lot of leading roles. Now he's obviously like more of a supporting guy and he's still great at it. But
throw Walken in. See, like I don't know, man.
I don't know if Walken's above like Forrest Whitaker, for example. It's just like my thing, or Ed Norton. I think he's like around the same.
I don't think my Walken bag is deep enough to
he does have some really, really good leading roles from like the 80s.
Yeah, he's just got a massive filmography.
I Dead Zone. We reviewed that. Shout out early days. I think B. I think B is fine for. He's not lower than that.
Yeah, I think B is probably where I'm sticking to.
Yeah.
Chris
Pratt can't go higher than C.
Can't go higher than C.
I think he's just a C.
Yeah, I think he's the C actor.
I think he's the C actor.
Like,
I think he's cool. He's funny.
Yeah.
The next one's going to be so interesting.
Yeah, next one's going to be a tough one.
He has Chris Hemsworth in my eyes.
Chris Pratt. He's better than Chris Pratt.
Yeah,
he's better than Chris Pratt.
But it's like, is he? Because in my eyes, he has two great performances, right? I think. I don't know what else he's been. Let me check. Actually, there might be a lot.
Black Hat, Cabin in the Woods.
I didn't like him in Cabin in the Woods.
Rush, Furiosa.
Okay, I haven't seen.
I would go B tier.
I would go B for Hemsworth because
I don't mind it because I think he's like talent alone.
Great as Thor. Yeah, like
if we're talking talent alone, I think Chris Hemsworth's really, really good. And
he's great in Extraction.
Yeah, he's got to be B. Yeah.
Yeah, he's not C. That's fair.
All right. Well, here's now the state of our tier list. Again, if you want to see us keep doing this, recommend it. We'll do them on Real Quicks, but we still have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of actors left. So we'll keep on going. But here's the current state. Let us know the ones you disagree with the most. Dylan O'Brien is sad and lonely there in the D tier, but maybe we'll get some potentials coming up. Maybe The Rock. Where is he? Is he a D tier? Well, potentially. But we'll talk about that coming up and real quick. So let us know if you want to see more of this. But that's our tier list. So I'll let Seth carry us out.
Yeah. This week, in terms of the Real Quick, we're going to be doing our first auction draft, which has been requested. I chose the topic, honestly, choosing the topic was hard, but I've opted for Scorsese movies because I think we've all seen enough. There's a big enough bag. There's a lot of competitiveness throughout as well. I think filmographies are just a good way to go. So we're doing a Scorsese movie auction draft on Thursday. And on Friday is a review of Tony Scott's Deja Vu as well. Once again, thanks for the patrons. Shout out to our executive producers, Stefan Johnson and Cody Whitney. We appreciate you guys. If you haven't already, check out the Patreon. There's plenty of benefits in there, including joining our wondrous Discord, in which you can have a conversation about pretty much anything. Literally anything. Yeah. But yeah, other than that, we will see you on Thursday and Friday with Thursday with Real Quick and Friday with the Patreon review. And yeah, thanks for listening.
Peace.